It is a marvelous night for hockey here at Gas South Arena on Marvel Night as the Atlanta Gladiators back at home just in time for the holidays, taking on the Jacksonville Icemen here for the sixth time this season on the 19th night of December. Good evening, everyone. Guy Chiarenza here with you at Gas South Arena, shaping up to be another heavyweight battle in the South. Atlanta in third place in the division has a record of 16-6 for 32 points on the campaign. The Icemen right behind them, trying to close the gap here tonight. Fourth place in the South with a record of 13-12. They won their last two with 26 points on the season, and Jacksonville has strung together back-to-back wins over their last two games for the first time since late November. They are trying to get back in the upper echelon of the South Division, competing for that final playoff spot as we speak. We're approaching Christmas time, holidays right around the corner, and that means each game is starting to mean a little bit more for the Gladiators. It was a successful road trip out west last week, as the Gladiators won 2 out of 3 against the Utah Grizzlies at Maverick Center. And as Meatloaf once said, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, although that last one left a bad taste in the mouth of the Atlanta Gladiators. 4-0 loss to the Utah Grizzlies at Maverick Center in the final ever meeting between the two clubs. It's just the second time the Gladiators have been shut out this season, and coincidentally, both of the shutouts that came against the Gladiators came on the road. The other one came in South Carolina at the hands of Mitch Gibson. Last time out, it was Kazimierz Kaskasuo stopping 20 of 20 in the win for Utah. Gladiators tried to go toe-to-toe with the Grizzlies, but game started to slip away in the second period. Ethan Hyder stopped 30 of 34 in the loss for the Gladiators. And Atlanta will look to bounce back here today against Jacksonville, back at home for the first game of a 3-3. We'll be here today against Jacksonville, and tomorrow night we'll be in Greenville for the first time this season at Bon Secours Wellness Arena to take on the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. And we'll do it again on Sunday afternoon, right back in this building to cap off the 3-3 in the final game before the holiday break. For the Gladiators, in their last game, Utah scored with 3:05 left in the first period to put the Grizzlies up 1-0. Evan Friesen scored the teddy bear goal for the Grizzlies, and Utah did not look back after that point. In the second period, the Grizzlies scored 2 power play goals, one from Neil Shea and a buzzer beater from Reed Lebster, one of the craziest plays I've ever seen. At the end of the second period, looks like time had ran out. Gladiators run the penalty kill after a fight had occurred, and Ryan Nolan went to the box for instigating. Faceoff was put to the left of Ethan Hyder after 1.1 was put back onto the clock. And all of us at home, and even me in the arena, were thinking, there's no way the Grizzlies could score with 1.1 left on the clock. But oh, yes, they did. They dropped the puck. They executed perfectly. Lebster puts it into the back of the net with 0.3 of a second left to spare. That put Utah up 3-0, and the Grizzlies tacked on a power play goal in the third from Luke Manning to make it a 4-0 hockey game, and that was all she wrote. Gladiators lost the special teams battle in Utah that night. Gladiators went 0-for-3 in the power play, 3-for-6 on the penalty kill. And that was uncharacteristic for the Gladiators, as that was the most goals that the Gladiators have given up this season on the penalty kill. So 3 is the new max on the PK against the Gladiators this season. We'll look to right the ship here today, back at home against Jacksonville. Other thing of note from that game, the Gladiators were outshot 34-20. The Utah Grizzlies did outshoot the Gladiators in that series in all 3 games. Atlanta trying to right that ship here today against a Jacksonville team that takes the lowest shots for on average out of any team so far this season. Jacksonville just averaging 26.7 shots on goal per game this season. For the Icemen, they won back-to-back games for the first time since November 22nd and November 26th. They're coming off of a 3-2 shootout win over the Orlando Solar Bears on Wednesday. Shootout was won in 5 rounds. Jacksonville took the victory as they try and close that gap between 3rd and 4th in the South Division, and of course distance themselves from 5 and 6 and 7 and so on. Garrett Van Wy leading the race for the Icemen. 1 goal in that game, has 4 goals and 2 assists in his last 5 for a 5-game point streak. Nathan Dunkley had a goal, the second of the night for Jacksonville, that tied the game. No goals in the third, and of course Jacksonville winning in the shootout thanks to Michael Bouillon stopping 31 of 33 in regulation and overtime, then in the shootout going 4-for-5 to give Jacksonville the victory. Icemen won the special teams battle, went 2-for-4 on the power play and 5-for-6 on the penalty kill. But today, we'll watch out for Craig Martin. This is the first time he's making his appearance in this season series. Martin has had 1 assist in that Wednesday shootout win for Jacksonville. and he's been dangerous ever since returning to the lineup coming off of IR. 5 goals and 2 assists in his last 4 games for 4-game point streak. Had a 3-game goal-scoring streak snapped on Wednesday. Martin has been lethal coming back into the lineup for Jacksonville as the Icemen try and right the ship and turn the corner, getting some guys back off of injured reserve. We'll see some here today. Icemen still a little bit wounded, but they're finally starting to get some help with guys coming off of injured reserve. Coming up next here on the pregame show from Gas South Arena, we'll take a look at the keys to the game presented by Beaver Toyota and Mazda. We'll also look at the starting lineups here today between the Icemen and the Gladiators, as it is Marvel Night here in Gas South Arena. Gladiators are wearing fantastic 4 specialty jerseys. Look at that on the other side of the break. This is the Gladiators Broadcast Network from Gas South Arena. We are back after this from the ECHL.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh.
Welcome back to Gas South Arena. We're about 10 minutes away from first period puck drop between the Icemen and the Gladiators. 6th meeting of the season between these two clubs. Atlanta is 3-2 against Jacksonville, as it seems these two teams have alternated wins since the start of the season series. Last one went to Atlanta, 3-2 in this building before their trip out to Utah. And so that trend would suggest that Jacksonville is due for a win here today, but the Gladiators looking to break that trend and get back in the win column and improve to 17-6. It has been a sensational start to the season for Matt Ginn's Atlanta Gladiators, and a lot of it has to do with the way they're coached and the way that they play. Matt Ginn has done an excellent job with this team this season. Here are the keys to the game presented by Beaver, Toyota, and Mazda with head coach Matt Ginn. Key number 1 is to play north, and for those of you who have been watching with us this season, listening along the way, these keys have become a bit repetitive, but that's because they work. Matt Ginn has engraved a style of play into his players, and they have executed it to a T this season. And, of course, it starts with playing north. They want to spend more time in their opposition's zone than in their own, and that really is a simple thing, and it seems kind of obvious, but it is easier said than done. The Gladiators have done a very good job of spending a lot of time playing a north style of game, smothering their opponent, staying in the offensive zone, and that's something that I felt they got a little bit away from in that last game against Utah last Saturday. So we'll see if they can get back to playing Gladiators hockey here tonight, and it starts by playing north. Second key is to win the gritty areas, and we saw a lot of that in that last game against the Utah Grizzlies. A lot of those board battles, a lot of those shimmying and sliding kind of motions alongside that yellow stripe that runs along the boards, just pucks getting jammed in there. Guys have to stick and stab their sticks in there just to get a piece of it, and it feels like whoever's going to win that battle here today is going to win the game, as we all know, hockey in the South Division is one of the grittiest in the ECHL. I would argue only the other division that comes close to it is the Mountain Division. And of course, goes with saying, Gladiators saw that in their last game against a Mountain Division opponent in the Utah Grizzlies. Finally, the third key to the game here tonight from Mackin is to manage the puck. Simple and easy. The Gladiators can't turn the puck over. They have to be smart here today. And they'll see if they can do that here tonight against the Icemen, who are looking to win 3 games in a row after winning their last 2. Atlanta 16-6, Jacksonville 13-12. With that, let's get to the starting lineups here tonight between Jacksonville and Atlanta. We'll start with the Icemen. They'll send out number 11, Bennett MacArthur at left wing to start the game. MacArthur has been on a tear as of late, 3 goals and 6 assists in his last 6. MacArthur, wearing number 11, stands at 6 foot even, 194. Native of Summerside, Prince Edward Island. He gets the start at left wing for Jacksonville here today, as he has 7 goals and 14 assists for 21 points in 25 games this season. And that is the leader in the clubhouse in the points department for the Icemen entering the day. Getting the start at the center position for Jacksonville, number 23, Matteo Costantini, standing at 6'1", 195, native of St. Catharines, Ontario. As the start at the center position with Costantini this season, under contract with the Rochester Americans, the AHL affiliate of the Jacksonville Icemen. In 17 games with Jacksonville, has 5 goals and 9 assists for 14 points on the season. And getting the start at right wing, we mentioned him at the top of the show, number 29, Craig Martin, stands at 6 foot even, 181, making his first appearance of the season series. Martin has been red hot ever since being activated off injured reserve. Had an assist on Wednesday, 5 goals and 2 assists in his last 4. Craig Martin is lethal, and those of you who have watched Gladiators hockey, Iceman hockey over the years, you know just how dangerous number 29 can be for the Icemen. Watch out for him today on the top line with MacArthur and Costantini, as those 3 get the start at the forward position. Getting the start on the back end for Jacksonville, number 16, Peter Tischke, standing at 6'2", 220 pounds, native of Illinois, will be paired up with number 44, Cameron Saprika, standing at 6'3", 192. And that is going to round out the starting 5 skaters for Jacksonville. Tischke on the season will be playing in game number 21, 2 goals and 4 assists in the prior 20. For Saprika, he is playing in game number 22, still looking for his first goal, has 3 assists on the campaign. And getting the start between the pipes for Jacksonville here today, number 31, Cameron Rowe, standing at 6'3", 215, native of Wilmette, Illinois, gets the nod between the pipes for Jacksonville. Rowe on the season has a record of 4-5-0-1, 3.03 goals against average, 909 save percentage, and 1 shutout on the season. Rowe will be making his 10th start of the campaign here today against the Gladiators. Jacksonville is led by head coach Sean Teakle, assistant coach Garrett Cockerill, as Jacksonville looks to get back to business and make it 3 wins in a row. Getting the start for your Atlanta Gladiators. At left wing, it is number 7, Mickey Burns, standing at 5'9", 170. Burns gets the nod at left wing, 4 goals in 22 games this season in the sophomore campaign for Mickey Burns, forward out of Mercyhurst. His starting center here today is number 71, Joey Cipollone, standing at 5'11", 192. Native of Purchase, New York, has 6 goals and 4 assists for 10 points in 22 games. Starting at right wing for Atlanta, number 18, Carson Denemy, standing at 6'1", 194 pounds, native of Regina, Saskatchewan, has 2 goals and 4 assists for 6 points in 22 games this season. And that was the third line that the Gladiators really liked ever since Mike McNamee slid out of the lineup due to injury. He is again inactive here today for the 4th straight game. And so we'll see Burns, Cipollone, and Denemy once again here tonight. And on the back end, we'll see the pairing of Jarvis and Carabia for the 2nd straight game. And that is the pairing that gets the start. Jarvis starting at left defense, wearing number 6, stands at 5'9", 181, native of Morrisburg, Ontario, 2 assists in 21 games. Paired up with number 74, Dylan Carabia, making his 2nd appearance of the season, standing at 6'3", 200 pounds. The native of Sebastian, Florida, was activated off of injured reserve last Saturday, getting his first action of the season on that same pairing with Jarvis on Saturday. And getting the start between the pipes for your Atlanta Gladiators, it is number 35, the rookie phenom TJ Septemfelter, standing at 6'1", 190 pounds. Septemfelter under contract with the AHL's Milwaukee Admirals, our proud affiliate. has had a sensational rookie campaign. He'll be making his 12th start here tonight. 8-3 record, 1.54 goals against average, 942 save percentage. He has been phenomenal. He gets the start for Matt Ginn, the head coach and director of hockey operations for the Gladiators. Assistant coach is Zach Fennell. As that is the lowdown for the starting lineups here today between Atlanta and Jacksonville. Coming up next here from Gas South Arena is the national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in our sons' command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you, Richard. Everybody, please remain standing as Cross Keys High School honors our nation with a presentation of colors. Over your heart as we honor America and all the brave men and women who served our country with the singing of the national anthem performed by Liberty Elementary. A nice round of applause for Liberty Elementary! And thank you, Cross Keys High School, for presenting the colors.
We are all set and ready to go from Gas South Arena for the 6th time this season. It is the Gladiators and the Icemen. This time on the 19th night of December, Marvel Night at Gas South Arena, Atlanta, wearing specialty jerseys in the theme of the Fantastic Four. It is a white jersey with blue numbers and a black name bar with white lettering. And of course, the Fantastic Four themselves right on the front. And these jerseys will be available for auction after the game, but unlike the previous jersey auctions this season, these jerseys will be available on the Dash Auction app. So go to Dash.com, winwithdash.com, check these jerseys out, make a bid. Available for a limited time, so get your bids in before you can't. Especially jerseys tonight for the Gladiators. Blue jerseys, white numbers, white trim, black shoulder yoke for the Icemen. They will skate from left to right to begin play here today. Gladiators bringing those Fantastic Four jerseys will skate from right to left. to start the first period of play. Good evening, everyone. Guy Chiarenza from Gas South Arena, bringing you all the action here today from wherever you're watching or listening. We're happy to have you here tonight on the Gladiators Broadcast Network. Three-man officiating through here tonight at Gas South Arena, as our referee here tonight is...
And presenting our first period is Hancock Whitney Bank. Everybody, let's get ready for a great night of hockey.
Tyler Haskell. Linesmen are Kyle Gaspari and Josh Heineman. Haskell wearing number 8, Gaspari number 67, Heineman number 81. As Haskell will drop the puck to get things started here today. Matteo Costantini will meet Joey Cipollone. And the puck is dropped, and away we go on Marvel Night from Gas South Arena. Gladiators win the opening draw. They'll pitch it back to Cameron Rowe. Come out to play it. Steers it to the far side. Icemen turn it over in the far circle from the slot. Cipollone tries to bang it on goal. Ends up getting blocked by Tischke. And the Icemen will try and clear the zone. They end up drawing a penalty. Looks like Cipollone's going to go for tripping as MacArthur went down. And so Rowe will go to the bench. And the Gladiators will try and touch up. And that incident occurred in the first 30 seconds of the game. And so it looks like we'll get to see the Beaver Toyota Mazda penalty kill very early on. And see if they fare much better here tonight than they did last Saturday. As the Gladiators touch up 39 seconds into the first. And that is where we will see the Beaver Toyota and Mazda penalty kill take the ice for the first time tonight. And it was a good start for the Gladiators. Won that face-off, chipped it in. Good forecheck from that third line for the Gladiators. Cipollone, Burns, and Denemy, but Joey Cipollone a little too strong on the play. Ends up sending MacArthur to his keister. They'll take a seat. And now Jacksonville to the power play. Icemen have been some of the worst in terms of special teams so far this season. Their power play operating at just 17.7% entering the night. Gladiators penalty kill operating at 84%. It took about a 3% dive after going 3 for 6 last Saturday in Utah. Atlanta looking for a much better night on the PK here today. So Jacksonville wins the ensuing face-off. MacArthur from the right wing tries to push it to the slot. That gets picked off, and clearing the zone is Alex Young for Atlanta. And Jacksonville will start from the deep end. And for Jacksonville, they've got newly acquired defenseman Holden Whale on the power play. Wearing number 22 here today and was acquired in a trade from Indy about midway through the month. As here is Young shorthanded, tries to push it to the slot. In front is Nychuk, but just couldn't deliver the finishing blow. And Young's got the rebound, puts a backhand shot on goal. Kick save made by Rowe, and the rebound comes to MacArthur. He'll turn up ice, push it down the middle. Here is Whale, feeding it right wing for Brown. Around the horn he goes. Van Wy tries to push it back the other way to Brown, and does so. Brown down below the goal line. Centering feed broken up by Atlanta. And turning up ice is Denemy shorthanded. Carson Denemy tries to Trodag shoot. Ends up flubbing off of his stick, but he does get it back. Smartly plays it back to shave off some more time. 55 seconds left on the penalty to Cipollone. And we are approaching 2 minutes gone by in the first. Stretch pass away from the intended target in Nolan. Ends up making its way to Rowe. He'll leave it, and Jacksonville will look to get something going in the second half of their power play. Bykov, left wing connects with Tischke. Back to the middle looking for Bykov. Pass escaped his stick. Goes into the near corner. Burns whacks it out to the neutral zone. Onto the tape of Tischke. Looking up ice. Sneaks his way down the left wing. Gets around Carabia. Wanted to center, but an active stick from Jarvis. Able to break it up. Puck goes to the right point and out to center. Good work by Scardina. Jacksonville has to methodically work their way back in. Cutting right down the middle. Costantini feeds right wing. Bykov is there. He'll fire it towards the slot. Away from the intended target in Dunkley. And the penalty is killed. Cipollone out of the box. So Atlanta 1 for 1 to start the night on the Beaver, Toyota, and Mazda penalty kill. Looking much better than what we saw on Saturday night in Utah. Back to business. Keeping things to the perimeter, blocking shots, and of course, making things very tough for their opposition in terms of zone entries. That is what we have seen through much of the season on the PK for Atlanta. Good to see that they're back in familiar form. Face off to the right of Septemfelter. On is the Sylvester line with Boudon and Walter. And off that face-off, Walter shimmies away from the circle, darts out to the neutral zone, tries to get around Contada. It's rubbed off the puck in front of the Jacksonville bench. Icemen will play it off the near wall and out to center. Matier flings it right wing for Sylvester. Gains the attacking line, pushes it wing to wing. Up top, Nightshot from the point, goes back across to Matier. Shot goes off the leg of Dalton Duhart to the end wall. From the far corner, Boudon slithers up that wall, tried to push it up top to Matier, but Duhart gets in the way, shuffles it down the ice, and both teams will get a partial change in. Here is Nightshot on the left wing, feeding it to the red line. Knocking it in is Nolan. He will chase it himself. Alex Young meets it in the far corner. He gets upended by Whale. Nolan gets a piece of the puck. Darts to the trapezoid, looks to feed it in front. Broken up by the Icemen. They get out to center, as Brown will just rifle it in behind Septemfelter. Here in front, Red Savage tries to rip a puck away. Gets it to the line. Whale, point to point. Jordan steers it to the trapezoid and over to the far side, away from the intended target in Brown. Just couldn't reel it in. Lads push it out to center. Puck jumbles around a bit, goes back to Savage. Tries to cut towards the net sneakily, but getting in front of that is Conroy. And both teams trade possession back and forth with 15:42 and counting left in the first. Conroy waxing off the stick of Scardina at the red line. Chasing after it is Peter Morgan, playing professional game number 10 here today. Morgan scored his first professional goal late in the month of November against the South Carolina Stingrays. It was a 6-3 victory in this building. Meanwhile, Van Wy scoots his way to the left wing, pokes it down to the end wall. Gladiators keep it moving up to their own blue line, and Riley Appelt will help it out to the Jacksonville blue line. Icemen get it back. Spets, the defenseman, rifles it down. Septemfelter out to play it, doesn't get a piece of it. Ends up going to Karabi on the far side. Puck jumbles around. The Icemen have it for a shot at the line. Blocked in front by Atlanta. And now Appelt from the near wing is able to jab it out to the neutral zone, where Denemy will shuffle it into Jacksonville territory. Shots on goal, just one in this game so far, as we are 5:20 in, and it belongs to the Gladiators. Jacksonville, no shots on goal on their power play, as Cipollone runs down the left wing, pops it to the left of Rowe, angles off the end wall to Burns, steers it over to the near wing. Creating into that area is Cipollone, is able to push it back in the direction of Burns. Ended up getting wrapped up with Whale, as Cipollone off a turnover pushes it wide to the goal mouth. Burns from the left wing looks to center, clanks off a stick to the line, where it's held in by Nightchuck. Stashes it in the near corner. Cipollone behind the cage, looks to center for Burns. Intercepted by MacArthur in front, and Jacksonville will escape. 6 minutes gone by in the first period. Icemen back into Gladiators territory. Pop a soft one on Septemfelter. He's able to snatch it and stop time with 13:56 to go in the first. And that will send us to our first media timeout of the night. No score from Gas South Arena. 13:56 left in the first. One shot on goal for either squad. We are back after this. No score so far here at Gas South Arena. 6 minutes and 4 seconds gone by in the first, and not a lot happening in terms of offensive production. Just one shot on goals to this point. Thought they might credit that last pop on goal to Semptimphelter as a shot, but they have not. And so there's only one shot on the board, and it belongs to the Gladiators. Atlanta looking to change that as Boudon feeds it right wing to Walter. Looks to center, broken up by Saprika. Walter has the rebound in the trapezoid. Gets it back in the near corner, pushes it from low to high. Nychuk from the left point. Darts to the left circle, looks to center. There in front is Boudon, and he will score! The second shot of the night tickles the twine. Louis Boudon puts it in the back of the net. Atlanta leads 1-0. One of the themes from the last game, Atlanta capitalizing on the few shots that they had. Only the last series, and I'm going back to Wednesday. The Gladiators scored 6 times on 15 shots. Good pass to Boudon between the circles, had all the time in the world to make that play. And the Gladiators have struck first. 13:28 left in the first. Atlanta looking for more. And first line remains out on the ice. Sylvester from the far corner. Just a knock between the circles, picked off by the Icemen. Floated out to center circle, where Conroy locates Walter. He'll push a shot into the glove of Rowe. He'll settle it down and find Spets on the near wall. Dunkley, right wing shot, just goes wide of Semptimphelter. Arabia locates Nolan, has a man on the move. It is Ryan Francis on the left wing. Makes his way to the near corner. Wedged off the puck by Teus Jordan. Puck still in the Jacksonville zone on the far side, and now Van Wy will scoot it to Whale, and the Iceman will move up ice. Whale looks to center it down the middle to Jordan. 2 defensemen activating from the back end. Atlanta strips it free. Here is Francis again. And he is offside. And unfortunately for Francis on that play, a loose stick had gotten in his way. He did a nice job of trying to deke around it, but that stick kind of moving with him in the puck. Ends up slowing him down a bit. Play is offside with 12:19 left in the first. The opening goal of the night, Louis Boudon from Nychuk and Walter. 6:25 into the first period. Atlanta has scored first, and they lead a 1-0. Scardina flies down the right wing, upends an Iceman, that's Whale on the far circle. Jacksonville able to regain puck possession, shuffle it left wing, jumbles off the stick of Martin. He'll grab it on the far wall. Gets checked at the half wall. Puck escapes him. And now the Atlanta Gladiators move up ice as Peter Morgan pops it into the near corner. Gets shoved away from it by Tischke. Jacksonville looking back up ice. Jordan. Right wing pass on time for Martin. Slows down. Rips it around the boards to the far wall. Looking for MacArthur. Is able to push away a Gladiator in that area. Reverse it back to the near side. Cipollone is there to meet it. Denemy on the left wing takes in the pass. Gains the blue line for a shot on goal. Turned aside by Rowe. Behind the net, Brendan Less will return it to Denemy. At the line, shot goes wide of the goal mouth from Cipollone. And puck will jumble back out to center. Chris Grando bullies his way down the right wing. Puck leaks to the left side. Drop pass for Brown. Doesn't shoot. Goes to the near point for Spets. Back the other way for a snapshot that's blocked. Conroy's got it. Hacks it off the far wall. Right in front of his own bench. Ends up boomeranging back to him. And so he'll survey the scene, scan the ice a bit, wait behind Semptimphelter. Forced into his next move rather quickly, thanks to the forecheck from Grando. Conroy still hanging on from the left wing, plays it to the line. And from blue, Sylvester will jolt it down to Rowe. Atlanta out on the forecheck. At the right point, Carabia finds Sylvester down the wall. Now on the far corner, Walter rubbed off the puck by Candata, centering Fee. Boudon in front again. Couldn't pop it in this time. Board battle on the near side. Boudon escapes from it. At the left point, Jarvis keeps the play alive. Catapults the puck over to the right point. Carabia is there, puts it wide of the goal mouth. Jarvis pinching, tries to keep the play alive. Jacksonville able to get the last stick on it. Knock it out to center. 9:52 left in the first period. Gladiators jumble it to the end wall. Jordan almost turns it over to Nolan, who was forechecking in the area. Iceman with a couple of errant passes, forced the back check as James Hardy back in the lineup after an injury. He is able to locate Spets. He'll head off to the bench. Hardy will, as now Jordan pumps it right side. Takes in the return feed on the left wing. From the circle, shoots, glove save, Septenfelter. Rebound loose of the goal line. Scooped up by Young, and he will turn up ice. In a hurry, Young left wing for Nychuk. Stick breaks on the shot attempt. And ends up rolling in on Rowe. 9:13 left in the first period. Actually, mark my words. Check that. Stick didn't break, but two sticks just whacked into each other. Nychuk had a stick lifted at the last second to prevent high danger scoring chance for Atlanta. They do lead it 1-0. Louis Boudon gets the score. His 8th of the season has made it 1-0 Atlanta. 9:13 left in the first period. We are back after this.
Desserts are popping up on Crumbles, man. More than just cookies.
Face off to the right of Rowe, won by the Icemen. Whale looks up ice, pushes it to the red line. Off his stick it goes, pass to the slot. Morgan is there to clear it from the area. Now Scardina finds a pelt, gliding down the right wing. Drops it back to Scardina, couldn't quite reel it in. Icemen turn up ice. They do not have numbers, so they'll kind of meander their way to the near side. Pass escapes Dunkley. Atlanta knocks it out to center. Icemen come right back in, and they are offside on that play. Van Wy a step ahead. 8:44 left in the first. Gladiators lead it 1-0. Atlanta's done a really nice job so far here today on their 4 shots on goal, getting good quality chances on Cameron Rowe, and seen a lot of those passes from below the goal line to the slot. And already cashing in on one. Here is Mickey Burns from the red line, wiring it from corner to corner to the far side. Saprika is there to meet it. Turns it over to Burns in the near corner. Puck leaps into the air in the direction of Rowe. And he'll just put a paw on it and freeze with 28 left in the first. We'll keep an eye on that shot count for the Icemen as the night goes on. Jacksonville takes the least amount of shots on average per game out of any team in the ECHL this season. The Icemen only averaged 26.7 shots on goal this season. It's off the face-off victory in Jacksonville territory. Atlanta tries to scoot it down the left wing wall. Instead, the Icemen able to push ahead. Costantini to the slot, off the stick of Conroy to the far side. Now jolted over to the near wing again. Martin tries to put it in front, and this time it's intercepted by Cipolone. Some really good active sticks and vision from the Gladiators so far here today. Seems like the Icemen really want to play pucks to the slot, and the Gladiators just aren't letting them. Costantini with the steal below the near circle. Finds MacArthur in the far corner. Trying to drive it around the boards back the other way, but Atlanta sniffs it out. They'll knock it out the center. Spets from the blue line. Fires it to the slot. Nobody there. Bounces on goal to Septenfelter. This will clear it to the near side. With a little help from Burns. It'll go into Jacksonville Ice. No icing. Atlanta gets off for a change. Condata to Spets. Softly to the neutral zone. Nobody home. So Jarvis tattoos it off the end wall. Boudon in the near corner. Just to grab it away from Spets. Icemen working hard. Can the Gladiators work harder? Board battle in the near corner. Boudon still sticking with it. And now Jarvis joins the fray as the puck pinballs to the line. Atlanta keeps it alive from there. Sylvester hammers it to the left wing. Condata is there, tries to sneak away from Boudon. Walter also trying to dig that puck out of that area for the Gladiators, but this time the Icemen able to weasel it away. They turn up ice. Pass to the left wing for Grando. Puts it on goal. Below the left circle, Simptonfelter able to make a pad save and put a glove on it with 6:44 left in the first. Lads fans, Flow Sports is your home for Gladiators hockey all season long. Go to flowhockeytv.tv. You start your membership. Watch every game live and on demand. As long as you've got internet connection, you are good. Flowhockey.tv. That is your home for Gladiators hockey all season long as the ECHL hits harder on Flow Hockey. Jordan from the right point steers it to the trapezoid. In that area is Van Wy. Ends up tripping up a Gladiator. That's going to draw a penalty. Nychuk got spilt down to the ice. And Atlanta will head to the Eco-Electric power play for the first time tonight. Gladiators power play steps onto the ice for the first time this evening, operating at 16.2% entering the night. Jacksonville penalty kill 76.9% entering this game. And for the Gladiators, it's been an up and down roller coaster with this power play so far this season. Went 0 for 3 in their last game against the Utah Grizzlies at Maverick Center. They have scored one power play goal in their last 4 games. Atlanta going 0 for 12, or 1 for 12 in that span. Ensuing face-off sends the puck to the end wall. Iceman trying to pin it up from there. Walter tries to dig it free. A couple of extra jabs, not enough from Young. And the Iceman will send it on its way to Simptonfelter. And get an early change in as well. First power play unit out there for Atlanta. Walter diving down the right wing, tries to find Alex Young. Atlanta digs it out of a dog pile on the right wing. Young finds Walter. They'll navigate it to the left side for Sylvester. Now at the line is Nychuk. Return to Sylvester, pushing right wing for a shot in front. Walter tries to stuff it in, and he scores! Isaac Walter stuffs it into the back of the net. It's an early present to the Icemen. Atlanta 2-0 lead. Walter pushes a present into the back of the net. Atlanta doubles their lead with 5:50 left in the first period. It's a power play goal for Walter. And he has just been a scoring machine in the month of December. Well, we are living in a Walter wonderland. Isaac Walter's 12th goal of the season has made it a 2-0 Gladiator lead. Crowd's fired up. Iceman staring down the barrel of a 2-goal hole. Tell you all about it on the other side of the break. Atlanta 2-0 over Jacksonville. 5:42 left in the first period, and we will go to break. Isaac Walter has made it 2-0. We are back after this.
This holiday season, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your holiday needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Gladiators lead 2-0 thanks to Isaac Walter's 12th goal of the season, and we are living in a Walter wonderland. He's been a scoring machine in the month of December, just gifting goals to the Gladiators. 7 goals, 3 assists in 7 games to start the month of December. He's already had 2 3-point games this month. He had a 3-game goal/point scoring streak with 5 goals and 2 assists from the 7th of the month to the 12th. Walter's sensational rookie season continues. Jacksonville staring down the barrel of a 2-goal hole as they put one into the glove of Septemfelter. He freezes with 5:23 left in the opening period. And business is booming for the Gladiators. As on trots the Denemy, Burns, and Cipollone line. Face off to the left of Septemfelter. It's the second time tonight we have seen Atlanta score a goal on a shot from pretty close and tight. Walter, just a backhand spinorama stuffer right on the doorstep in front of Rowe. And the Boudon goal, shot between the circles just about. And the Icemen really giving up a lot in that area between the circles, and the Gladiators taking advantage of it. Here is Nychuk from that area, shoots in front, ends up getting blocked by Martin in front. Burns tried to screen Rowe, but the Icemen able to come away unscathed. Costantini cycles back to his own end of the ice. Trying to jumpstart things here for Jacksonville. First period has been the Icemen's best period so far this season in terms of scoring. 4:35 left in the first as a shot from the wing is in front on Septemfelter, and it pinballs into the back of the net. Costantini and company get that one, and it is 2-1 with 4:30 left in the first. So the Icemen come roaring back to make it a 2-1 game. The puck was initially stopped by Septemfelter on the first 2 chances, and then the Icemen throw a couple of bids towards the net, ends up pinballing off a series of skates and goes into the back of the net. And so for now, I believe it does go to Costantini, who went to the bench first. We'll see if that changes as the night goes on. Sylvester shuffles it to the far corner. Glass trying to go from low to high. Icemen get a stick in front. They'll jumble it out the center. And now Jordan, a couple of quick touch passes, finds Brown. Long range shot from center circle. Snapped up by Septemfelter. He'll freeze with 4:03 left in the first. Face off to the left of Septemfelter. He's been one of the best goalies in the league to start the season. First-year pro is 3rd in the ECHL in save percentage, .942. He's tied for 1st in goals against average, 1.54, and he's also won his last 4 starts. It's been an excellent start to the year for number 35 between the pipes. And that one, not really his fault. Made the first 2 saves, and then third shot just carried him into the back of the net. And it is a 1-goal difference yet again. Puck loose to the Jacksonville blue line. They turn it over to Alex Young. Moving towards his left is cut off by Grando. And we got a whistle here. 3:37 left in the first period. Face-off will be in front of the scorer's table, top of the Jacksonville blue line. And Y will take it up against Alex Young. Young, former draft pick of the San Jose Sharks. Kyle Gaspari, wearing number 6'7", is Taking a while to drop this puck, and now he finally will. Young wings that face off. Quickly, they get it to the right wing, and now Les rips it around the boards. Jacksonville able to touch it. On the right wing, Saprika sees the puck bounce oddly off the wall in front of the scorer's table. Ends up leaking back into Jacksonville territory. Young on the forecheck tries to rip it away from Bykov. Good effort from 13 in white, but unsuccessful as Bykov scurries down the left wing. Deals it to the trapezoid. And out of that area comes Conroy. Puck is spat over into the far wall. Dunkley tried to whack at it to keep it in the zone, but Atlanta does clear out to neutral ice. Jacksonville wires it in for an icing with 2:52 left in the first. So the Iceman goal, scored 15:30 into the first period, does belong to Matteo Costantini, assisted by Teus Jordan and Bennett MacArthur to make it a 2-1 game. And that goal comes just 80 seconds after Walter's power play goal made it 2-0 Atlanta. So Jacksonville gets a bit of a lucky one, some would say, to bite back and make it a 2-1 game. At center, Cody Sylvester looks up ice, deals it to the left wing off the stick of Boudon. He will chase and gets cut off by Spets. Kandata has some room to make a play. As Martin on the right wing scoots it to his right. MacArthur back to Martin. Left circle, loses the puck, rolled off his stick. Matier able to find Nychuk, and now Sylvester has it at his own blue line. Wing to wing, pass behind Walter. Couldn't snap it in, and so 2:06 left in the first. Here is Whale. Feeding right wing to MacArthur. Swerves the puck around the boards to the far wing. Waiting there are the Gladiators. They'll pop it up the center, over the glove of Appelt, moving upwards. And out to the stick of Jordan. Caribia throws a check on Martin. On the right wing, Morgan centers. Appelt in front, couldn't get a shot away. As MacArthur lifted his stick at the last moment. Now here is Grando on the right, maybe that Costantini on the right wing. He gets mobbed by two Gladiators. And now Appelt on the near side. Pumps it wing to wing. Morgan picks it up, stretches up ahead. Scardina has a step, he'll fire! Blocker save made by Rowe. Rebound comes to the Gladiators. Momentum carried it all the way out to center. Conroy slingshots into action. Feeds it left wing for Denemy. Looking for a trailer. Denemy holds, tries to shoot. Ends up getting blocked by Tishke. Rebound out to center. And here's a step for Grando. On the left wing, drops it off. Big hit on the back check. Able to dislodge the Iceman from the puck. 55 seconds left in the first. Jacksonville tries to come right back in, and they do. Savage tries to bulldoze his way to the near corner. Gladiators stand him up. Prodded out to center. Cipollone on the right wing. It's bodied off of it. Icemen have it at their own blue line. Here is Spets deking down the left wing on his backhand. Shuffles the puck around to the near side for Savage. Savage caught in the pickle. Turns the puck over. Matier skyhooks it to the neutral zone. It'll take a skip at the blue line, go into the near corner, icing on Atlanta with 15.3 left in the first. So it looks like see a face-off in the area of TJ Sentenfelter, and as we learned in Utah on Saturday night, it doesn't really matter how much time is left on the clock. Something can always happen. You never know. So at this point, anything is on the table, but Gladiators wearing those fantastic fourth-themed specialty jerseys. Off to a good start. 2 goals here in the first period. 1 for 1 on the penalty kill, 1 for 1 on the power play. These jerseys will be up for auction on Dash until tomorrow. There's a shot into the glove of Sentenfelter. Bykov with the chance. Sentenfelter with the save. 9.7 left in period 1. Sneakily, the Icemen taking the lead in the shot count, 8-6. at this point. And for whatever rhyme or reason, the Gladiators have not had a high quantity of shots on goal over the last few games, but has been high quality, as we've seen with Atlanta still finding ways to score goals, except for the outlier last Saturday. As they win the defensive zone draw, float it to the neutral zone, pops down on the near side, and time will run out on the first period. So after one here at Gas South Arena, it is Atlanta 2 and Jacksonville 1. Atlanta winning the special teams battle, going 1-for-1 on the power play. 1-for-1 on the penalty kill. Louis Boudon got the scoring started with his 8th of the season. Isaac Walter on the man advantage made it 2-0 with his 12th of the year, and then the Icemen were able to bite back 80 seconds after the Walter goal, as the 6th goal of the season from Matteo Costantini made it a 2-1 hockey game at that point, and that is where we stand after one. Coming up next here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network, it is the first intermission report. We'll be joined by Shelby. Look back on the first period, what the Gladiators did well. Look ahead to period number 2 and what they need to do to separate themselves from the Icemen in the second frame, build up a big lead and keep the Icemen off the board. We'll also take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard as well and see what's going on a busy night in the ECHL. A lot of games at stake, a lot of games at play. And our opponent tomorrow, the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, are off. Talk about them a little bit as well and have some fun here. The first game of 3-3 right before the holidays. All that coming up on the other side of the break. Once again, Atlanta 2, Jacksonville 1. We are back after this.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track.
We don't just straighten you out, we empower you. We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
We even use lasers.
Lasers!
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Gas South Arena. I'm here with Guy. We're going to be breaking down everything that happened in that first period, but first, let's check in with our scores. Atlanta Gladiators with 2 with 6 shots on goal, and the Jacksonville Icemen with 1 and 8 shots on goal. Now, the last time we were in this building, we were versing the Jacksonville Icemen, and the Gladiators won 3-2. So, Guy, can you break down what you saw in this first period? Let's talk about those goals. Let's talk about how the Gladiators played.
Well, it looks like the Gladiators are back to business after a rough night last Saturday in Utah. And thinking back to that game before we recap the first period here, you have to keep in mind in that game, Atlanta did get shut out, 20-save shutout for Kashmir Kaskasuo for Utah. But think back to that game, it was the last game of a road trip. Gladiators about 2,000 miles away from home. They're tired, long trip. had played their hearts out the last 2 games before that game, picking up big victories against the Grizzlies. And on a night like that, big crowd for Utah, everything seemed to be in the Grizzlies' favor. Atlanta ends up losing that night, and so it was interesting to see how they might respond here today. Had a good rest during this week, got some good practice in, and wanted to see how they come out here in the first period. Looks like they're back to business as usual. Strong first period for the Gladiators. 2 goals on the board. They do surrender that weird pinball goal at the end of the first period that makes it a 2-1 game, but all things considered, good start for the Gladiators. They have won the special teams battle, going 1-for-1 on the power play, 1-for-1 on the penalty kill. Can't really ask for much more out of Atlanta here to start this game.
Yeah, and I know that in your notes that the first period for the Gladiators is the best defensive period for them, and that was proved to be successful with that penalty kill. And just looking at those shots on goal, I know at the beginning of the period the Icemen didn't get that many chances, but it does seem that they caught up at the end of the period. But I want to talk about that first goal from Louis Boudon. This is the second shot on the net, and it extends his lead in points. So now he is, let's see, I wrote down, he is at 25 in points, so now he extends that to 26 with 8 goals and 18 assists.
And Louis Boudon actually up to 27. Got a credit with an assist on that second goal from Isaac Walters. So that's a multi-point night for Louis Boudon to this point. And he's been great so far this season. He's been absolutely exceptional. And on that first goal, Atlanta with a really good job of moving the puck around. And what we've seen for the Gladiators over the last couple of weeks and really throughout the course of the season was that they seem to favor quality over quantity when it comes to shots. And over the last few weeks, the shot count average has been going down for the Gladiators, but yet the scoring has been going up. And so that tells you the Gladiators have been generating some high-quality chances. That's exactly what they do on that sequence that led to the goal for Louis Boudon. I mean, crisp passing, Nychuk sets up Boudon, has really all the time in the world to think about where he wants to put that shot, how he wants to do it. Between the circles, ends up putting it into the back of the net. Gladiators lead 1-0 off that goal from Boudon, his 8th of the year.
Yeah, I was watching the replay as I was highlighting clips over here, and as you said, it seemed like he had all the time in the world. There was a lot of patience in that shot, and I noticed it in the replay. I also want to bring up what you said during the play-by-play for the first period about both of the goals that came in this period for the Gladiators. There seemed to be people in front of the net, and I know Coach Jen has talked about in a lot of his keys to the game about getting bodies in front of that net. So I think it's important to see that they are doing that now compared to how they started this season.
Yeah, and I think kind of going hand in hand with that, something that's been really interesting so far here in the first period was that the Gladiators, they're a big team. They're not the biggest team in the league, but they can throw their weight around and they can win those battles along the boards. And it seems like one of the recurring keys to the game is to win those gritty areas. And I thought the Gladiators did a good job of that there in the first period. But what was interesting is the more they won those battles, the more things opened up in the middle of the ice. I think Jacksonville kind of just got sucked to the walls there in the first period. That opened up a lot of ice there in the first, and the Gladiators got 2 goals out of it. Think back to the first goal from Boudon, and then the second goal, power play goal for Atlanta. A bit of an interesting play there as they work it from the wall to Walter in front. I think they almost faked that shot in front, ends up passing it to Walter in front of the cage, and there's nobody next to him except for the goaltender, able to spin around and put it into the back of the net. And so Atlanta's really taking what Jacksonville gives them here in this first period, and they've gave them a lot of wide open ice right in the middle. Prime scoring area. Gladiators got 2 goals out of it.
Yeah, and speaking of Isaac Walter, he's 5th in points for rookies, and he got another one today, extending that goal scoring lead here.
Yeah, Walter now up to 12 goals on the season. I mean, he has just been on fire for Atlanta here in the month of December. I think in my game notes I wrote, it's a Walter Wonderland.
Yes, I love that.
I mean, it's really been that kind of month for Isaac Walter. I mean, he's just been absolutely great for this Gladiators team, and it really seems like Matt Ginn, Zach Vanel have found him a perfect spot on that top line with Cody Sylvester and Louis Boudon, because it seems like night in and night out, that line is proving to be a driving force for this Gladiators team. I think about Sylvester, he's starting to produce as of late. He's got an assist so far here in this game, now up to 15 points on the campaign. Boudon, goal and assist so far here tonight. And then Walter with the power play goal. Those 3 have really been the catalyst for the Gladiators in terms of their scoring surge here in December. It's been a lot of fun to watch. And Isaac Walter, I mean, he's not the fastest guy in the world to start, but once he starts to move and really gets his skating legs going, I think he's faster than just about anybody. And the thing that makes him so interesting is that while he's fast, he's also very big, and so he can kind of shrug off defenders, makes him very fun to watch, ends up being a good net front presence on that power play, and he kind of gets overlooked by the defenders there, able to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, and I wonder if we'll continue that Walter Wonderland. I love that. I saw that and I heard that. It was so fun. But before we head into break, it is Marvel Night here at Gas South Arena. So I want to know who your favorite. Do you have a favorite Marvel character?
Oh, I guess we'll see what the chat has to say first. Maybe I'll give my answer after the chat does.
Okay. So let us know in the YouTube chat who your favorite Marvel character is. If you want to give me your top 3, because I might give you my top 3. So let us know when we come back from the break, and we'll talk more about the rest of the period and what we want to see in the second period.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
Welcome back to Gas South Arena. I'm here with Guy. We're going to be talking more about what happened in that first period. But first, let's check in with that score. Atlanta Gladiators 2 with 6 shots on goal, and the Jacksonville Icemen with 1 with 8 shots on goal. Now, before we get into that Jacksonville goal, let's talk about the chat. I want people to put in the chat who their favorite Marvel character is. You can give me the top 3, and then at the end of the period, the little intermission, we're going to check it, and me and Guy are going to tell you our favorite Marvel characters. But first, let's get into that goal by the Jacksonville Icemen.
Yeah, the Icemen's come roaring back. I mean, the Gladiators had a 2-0 lead. Power play goal from Isaac Walter. Crowd was buzzing, and then the Icemen 80 seconds later come back up the ice and put a couple of good shots on TJ Semptimphelter. He does make the first 2 saves, but after a while, Semptimphelter in a scramble, a little bit out of position. Puck ends up going back to the Icemen, and then at that point, they start firing anything on net. See what happens, and ends up pinballing in front, ends up in the back of the net. Costantini ends up getting credit with the goal, although I don't even think he knew who actually got the goal. He was kind of just pointing around, looking around, like, you, me, you, who knows? And so Costantini gets credited with the goal, but for the Icemen, it was a good response to the way that the Gladiators took a commanding 2-goal lead. And I think that's kind of going to be how this game is. I think it's going to be a very gritty game. I think it's going to be a tight game. And I think both teams are going to tighten up here in the second period. Jacksonville kind of prides themselves on being a good defensive team over the years. This year, not so much their forte, but in a game like this, they're going to try and keep the Gladiators in check as much as they can. They've done a good job of limiting them in the shot count, but again, remember, for Atlanta, it's quality over quantity. We'll see if Jacksonville is able to take care of business in the middle of the ice, as they really struggled with that in the first period.
What do you want to see from the Gladiators coming into the second period here?
I mean, I really like the way that the Gladiators came out and played this first period. I would say more of the same. Great power play, great penalty kill, did a nice job of keeping things to the outside. Atlanta's zone entries have been really fun to watch so far here tonight. And on the flip side, they've done a really good job of boxing the Icemen out at the Atlanta blue line, making zone entries very difficult for the Icemen so far here today. And it seems like when the Gladiators do that this season, no one's stopping them. They're very tough to score against, and that's why they're one of the best defensive teams in the league.
Yeah, and I really enjoy enjoy watching them play, and I literally forgot my thought. This is embarrassing. But I was talking about the power play. I've been enjoying watching the power play progress this season because we went from not having an advantage and scoring goals now on that power play versus the start of the season. So it's really exciting to see that kind of turning around here.
Yeah, the power play's been a bit of a roller coaster for the Gladiators this season. Started off really hot and then went through a massive cold stretch. Got hot again, and then over the last 4 games or so, kind of battled back a little bit of a cold spell. But here we are tonight, Gladiators with another power play goal, and so it seems like they're back on the upswing. And I think for this power play, the question is can they be consistent about it? If they can, I think that's going to put them right up there with the top of the division with Florida, South Carolina. That will help them compete with the top 2 in the division. And so we'll see. But if this Atlanta Gladiators team can really figure it out on the power play, they've already got it solved on special teams. And the penalty kill, if they can get both to jive, they're one of the most dangerous teams in the league.
Yeah, definitely defensively, they've been playing amazing. But before we head back into the break and start the second period, give me your Marvel characters. Or
we just doing. I think we have to stick Marvel, right? Because it is Marvel night here at Gas South Arena. I don't know if we can do the DC swing here tonight. Although I think I'm more of a Marvel guy myself anyway.
Me too.
I think they got the better movies. I always said that Marvel had the better superheroes. DC had the better villains.
Okay.
So here we go. I do like Spider-Man a lot.
Yes.
I think Spider-Man.
Which version?
I like the Tobey Maguire ones the best. The early 2000s ones. Shout out to my friend Eli. He's a big Spider-Man fan. Really got us into those movies when we were kids. So I really like Spider-Man. I think next I'd have to go put Iron Man on my list. I like Iron Man.
Okay.
I think Robert Downey Jr. did a good job of portraying that character over the years. So I like Iron Man. And then the last one, give me the Hulk. Give me the Hulk. Give me a sleeper pick in the Hulk. I know some people aren't a big fan of the Hulk, but give me the Hulk.
All right, our lists differ a bit, but number 1, Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow.
Okay.
Number 2, Peter Parker, but I have to say Tom Holland because I got into Marvel later. I started watching like in 2022, so that's what the current Peter Parker is. So I have to go with that. And then, people might fight me on this one, but Wanda Maximoff, I love her.
Interesting.
Yes. Those are my faves.
Oh, interesting list. We've had a fun time so far here tonight. Let's see what everybody else has got going on in their Marvel top 3. Peach Fuzz 27. Number 1, Incredible Hulk. Number 2, Superman. And number 3, Jared Youngman. That's a good top 3.
Fair enough.
And Jared Youngman says, top 3, I'll take it. Good answer there, Peach Fuzz. Having some fun here tonight on Marvel Night at Gas South Arena. Gladiators back on the ice wearing those specialty jerseys. White jersey with a Fantastic Four on the front, blue numbers on the back. Escape from left to right in the second period. Icemen wearing blue jerseys and white numbers escape from right to left. And those jerseys that the Gladiators are wearing here tonight will be up for auction. They will be available on the Dash Auction app. Go to winwithdash.com, make your bid. Auction ends tomorrow. And with that, I think that'll do it for the first intermission report. Shelby, thank you so much. Gladiators 2, Icemen 1. We are back in a moment for the start of the second period. Second period awaits here at Gas South Arena. Atlanta took a 2-0 lead. Back in the first period, Icemen responded 80 seconds after Isaac Walters' power play goal to make it 2-0. Icemen made it 2-1 with a goal from Costantini. Second period is underway here at Gas South Arena in the first game of a 3-3. Gladiators get the work. Carabia from the line, puts it on goal. Gobbled up by Rowe. He will freeze 15 seconds into the second. Good to see Dylan Carabia on the ice. Missed the first 21 games of the season due to lower body injury. Activated off of injured reserve last Saturday. Made his season debut and was paired up with Andrew Jarvis in that game. And out here today, he and Jarvis got the start. The Gladiators at this point in the season operating a bit of an interesting position as Costantini tries to put a shot on goal from the left circle. The Gladiators have it covered. Atlanta with 9 defensemen on the roster at this point. And so we'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks, but it's a very curious position to be in. Atlanta opting to carry 2 goalies. The shot by Saprika goes off a stick and out of play. But with 9 defensemen on the roster, you got to think that at some point the Gladiators might have to cut that down to 8. Jack Matera was assigned back to the Gladiators from Milwaukee to Atlanta on Wednesday, and then Kalen Lind recalled by the Admirals on Saturday. So a bit of movement on the transaction report gives the Gladiators some wiggle room. But currently not in the lineup. Robilotti and Yoder is a one-timer shot by Grando, stopped point blank by Septemfelter. Now here is Spets from his own end trying to skate away from the forecheck of Boudon, and that is a very difficult thing to do. Boudon, one of the great forecheckers on this Gladiators team, as the Icemen throw an errant puck near Septemfelter, goes down as an icing 107 into the middle frame. So we'll see a face-off back down near Cameron Rowe, and on the ice is the first unit, or the first line, I should say, for the Atlanta Gladiators, Boudon, Walter, and Sylvester. As we talked about in the intermission with Shelby, that line has been the Gladiators' best line as of late. Just been a scoring force. Talk about the fantastic 4, that's a terrific 3, as Nychuk cuts in front, Walter in the front of the net. Couldn't slam it in. Puck rolls in on Rowe, he'll cover it up. We'll get another face-off near him. Icemen opt for a line change now that they can. Last whistle was an icing, and so now on comes Van Wy, Bykov, and Dunkley. Van Wy been tearing it up as of late, 4 goals and 2 assists in his last 5 entering the night. Face off to the right of Rowe. Boudon will take it against Van Wy. This time Jacksonville wins it, but we're going to get a do-over here. Again, reminder that these Gladiators jerseys, Fantastic Four themed, are up for auction on Dash. Go to winwithdash.com, make your bid. Bidding ends tomorrow as Mateer goes around the net, swerves to his forehand, plays it up top, Sylvester across, Nychuk reels it in, spinorama move to the right circle, can't get a shot away, bottled up by Kandata at the end wall. Walter tries to escape from that area, be able to glide it to Sylvester, return to Walter in the far corner, and the Swedish forward will dig his way to the end wall. Finds Boudon, puck flubs off of his stick, Dunkley grabs it, shuffles it through the neutral zone. Icing on Jacksonville. 150 gone by in the second.
Join Jack Robilotti and Jack Mateer after the game in the main lobby for the player autograph signing.
Going back to the defenseman dilemma for the Gladiators, you've got 3 defensemen not playing here tonight. McNamee, the only forward that is out of lineup, he is currently out due to injury. And so the 13 forwards on the roster and 9 defensemen. Curious to see how this Gladiators team operates over the next few weeks. But Furiolo out due to injury. Robilotti and Yoder, 2 guys on reserve. It seems like it's been a rotating cast of characters in terms of defensemen on that pairing, 3rd D pairing with Jarvis. Nolan on the right wing gains the circle, looks to center, and fanning on the one-timer is Alex Young. And once again, the Icemen giving up prime real estate in between the circles. This time the Gladiators can't convert. Artie on the right wing tries to sneak around Mateer. Forward draft pick of the Nashville Predators has it covered, turns up ice, and pops it into the near corner. Around the boards it goes to the far side. Icemen almost turn it over. Francis lurking in the area as it's swatted away by Duhart. And the Icemen have possession. Holden well. Scoots it to the neutral zone. Onto the tape of Duhart. Feeds it right wing. Bykov shot off a stick and out of play. We get another whistle here to start the second period. And I beg your pardon, that shot was actually taken by Ryan Patosha, 6 not 8. The faceoff will be to the left of Sempton-Felter. Did a photo shoot for these Marvel-themed jerseys earlier in the week. DJ Sempton-Felter posed as the Thing. And so if you've seen the jerseys up close, they've got the Fantastic Four in the front. They're all posed up. The Thing is kind of just standing menacingly in the background, and that was Sempton-Felter's character. Check those pictures out on our social media. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and of course YouTube. For those of you watching on YouTube, if you are not subscribed, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. Got some awesome content coming up soon. More on that in a moment. Jacksonville wins the face-off. Hardy puts a shot through the slot at the left point. Whale keeps it alive. Drives it to the end wall. Hardy tries to shuffle it over to Jordan and does from the far corner. He lifts it to the trapezoid where it goes onto the stick of Duhart. Riding up the near wall, Duhart spears it to Whale. Back down low. Icemen scoot it to the far side, and now big check dislodges Jordan from the puck, and Les will clear. Here's a chance for Peter Morgan. Beats out the Iceman. Gets in front of Whale. Slaps it to Appelt. Fourth line getting the work for Atlanta in Iceman territory. Riley Appelt overskates the puck in the far corner. Patosha able to jab it to Costantini. And the Icemen are on the run. MacArthur cuts to the net. Can't get a shot away. Dylan Carabia and Andrew Jarvis, the two defensemen back, able to make the stand. And the Gladiators will push the puck back out to center ice. Loose in front of the Iceman bench, Burns finds Jarvis, slaps it over to Carabia, catapults it to the left wing on time for Cipolone. Centers for Burns. They'll race into it at the end wall, gets slammed off the puck by Tischke. Icemen have it. Saprika trying to evade Cipolone, gets out the center and deals it to his right. Martin puts it on goal. Sempton-Felter corrals it in. 15:50 left in the second.
And download the Carlos Tavern app for a chance to win later in the game. Once again, download that Carlos app.
Go back to that last sequence. Only happens because of the speed of Peter Morgan, able to beat out an icing, using his speed to his advantage. Gladiators able to set up shop for a couple of good chances. Face off now to the left of Sempton-Felter. It'll be taken by the Iceman off that draw. Shot stopped by Sempton-Felter, falls on his backside, able to make the save. And get another whistle. Sempton-Felter will collect his equipment. Face off to the left of the Gladiators netminder. Won by Jacksonville. Shot goes over the cage. On the left wing, Saprika able to jolt it over to Brown on the far side. Being hounded by Jarvis. Puck jumbles to the line. They'll feed it to the left side. Saprika fires. Saves Sempton-Felter. On the right wing, a chance gets blocked in front. Jarvis able to scoot it into the near corner. And Carabia will lift it out. Jarvis over the red line. Wraps it around the boards to the far corner. Fresh off the bench is Boudon in that first line. And the Frenchman knocks it off the wall. Ends up tumbling back out to center. Iceman chase after it into the near corner. Mateer is there, finds Boudon, off the wall, has Walter. Into action, Isaac Walter darts to the right wing, puts a shot on goal. Sylvester in front, couldn't reel in the rebound. Pinballs up top. Gladiators fight to keep it alive, but Van Wy out-muscles Boudon, gets out the center, and then subsequently turns it over. Atlanta tattoos it off the end wall. Sylvester grabs it on the left wing. makes his way to the edge of the trapezoid, gets pinned up by Spets. Puck leaks over to Van Wy, and the Icemen will skate out of their own end. Here is Van Wy pushing it to the slot. Pass is intercepted by Nightchuck. What a defensive play. And here come the Gladiators again. Boudon winds, fires, and the shot goes wide of Rowe. Now it is Mateer keeping it in at the right point. Turns it over to Condada. They'll rainbow it over the red line as Mateer took a spill courtesy of Dunkley. Icemen take the puck and roar back in. Dunkley, left wing, puts a shot on goal. Low line drive, gloved up by Septenfelter. 13:56 left in the second period. Atlanta still leads it 2-1. We are back to Gas South Arena after this from our local sponsors.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
13:56 left in the second period here at Gas South Arena. Quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard. South Carolina leads Orlando. 12:31 left in the second period there. Florida leads Savannah 2-0 with 10:35 left in the second in Market Arena. As our opponent tomorrow night and Sunday, the Greenville Swamp Rabbits are off. Constantini behind the net. Lurking, plays it up top to Whale. Shot goes wide to Septenfelter. The rebound is turned away by the left pad of Septenfelter. Francis lifts it into Jacksonville territory. Costantini has some space to work with it. Deals it left wing. Cross ice they go. MacArthur to the end wall. Divorce on the puck by Jarvis. Make that Conroy. And the Gladiators will shuffle it down near Rowe. Martin springs Tischke up ice. From the right wing, puts a shot on goal, kicked out again by Septenfelter. And now Francis has it. He has some speed through the neutral zone. Passes right wing to Scardina. Scardina with some separation. Deals across ice to Francis. Back the other way, Caribbean up top, fires a shot off the end wall. Rebound plops in the far corner. Costantini and MacArthur connect on a series of passes to escape their own zone. Dribbles out to center circle. They'll tap it left wing for a shot by Patosha. Septenfelter gloves it, keeps it moving. Morgan from wing to the left side. Puck doesn't have enough steam after hitting a stick to get to Scardina. He'll go off. And now Condada from the left side. Pots it into the far corner. Mateer will get there. And some open space. Feathers it back to Carabia, who sends it on its way to the neutral zone. And a little bit more. Spets back to retrieve. Slots it to the left wing. Kick pass off the skate, intercepted by Burns. Finds Cipollone at the red line. The exchange jumbles off a stick to Duhart. And now over his own blue line, Condada reconnects with Duhart at Atlanta blue. Gladiators do a nice job of thwarting that zone entry. Cross ice feed away from Hardy. Didn't quite know it was coming towards him. And so it ends up being an offside on Jacksonville. Make that an icing on Jacksonville with 11:28 left in the second. You see a face-off to the left of Cameron Rowe. Sixth meeting of the season between these two teams. They will not see each other again until February 6th, right back here at Gas South Arena. Nychuk from the right circle, cuts in tight, takes a shot, absorbed by Rowe with 11:21 left in the second. So far here in the second period, Jacksonville 6 shots on goal, Atlanta just 2. Good chance there for Chad Nychuk, activating from the back end and cutting in tight. We've seen him do that a couple of times so far here tonight, and a fair amount of chances this season. He scored on a few of those. So, shot from the line by Mateer, directed away by Rowe. So coming back to Mateer in his own zone, so he deals it right wing to Nychuk. He rattles it down to Rowe. He'll heave it to the near side. Denemy returns it right back. Check is thrown at the end wall. Icemen have the puck. Whale backhands it off the wall, but not out. Good keep by Cipollone. Gladiators' tired group. That third line heads off for a line change. Icemen able to escape the center and a little bit more. Icing on the Icemen with 10:45 left in the second. They thought they had it touched up, but they did not, and so entire group of Icemen has to stay out there, and the Gladiators, they are going to send out that first line, Walter, Boudon, and Sylvester, for the face-off to the right of Rowe. Off that face-off, Atlanta has the puck. Conroy finds Boudon for a shot. Hits a skate, goes out to center. Sylvester is there to retrieve. The captain, his 13th year of pro hockey. Feeds it left wing. Let's try and go back the other way to the near side. End up jabbing it down to the left of Rowe. Walter skates into it, beats out Jordan. Rides up the far wall and centers off the stick of Boudon. Les tries to pinch to keep it alive, but the active stick not enough. Savage starts the next breakout for Jacksonville. On the far corner, Grando scans the ice and takes the shot. It's blocked by Conroy. They'll go from low to high now. Tischke at the right point. Return to Grando. Shot goes off a leg. Blocked by Conroy again. On the near side, shot by Brown. Steered away by Semptenfelter. The rebound to Sylvester. He's got numbers up ice if he hurries. On the left wing, toe drag, shot blocked in front. Sylvester goes careening to the blue paint. Puck between his knees. Grabbed by the glove of Rowe and frozen with 9:41 left in the second. Well, an odd opportunity for the captain. Remains a 2-1 game with 9:41 left in the second period. We're back to Duluth after this.
This holiday season, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your holiday needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
This game, still a 2-1 lead for the Gladiators with 9:41 left in the second period. Has not seen a goal scored here in the middle frame as we are officially over the midway point of regulation. Gladiators' best scoring period this season has been the third period. For Jacksonville, they've been outscored 17-27 in the second and 21-25 in the third. So as this game progresses, the trends throughout the course of the season would figure that the Gladiators would start to hit their scoring groove as soon as the third period hits, but in games like this, you never know. From the far corner, Francis plays it across. Nolan to the slot, finds Jarvis, and just one extra deke sends him back out to the neutral zone. Unfortunate error for Jarvis and company, forced to reset. Stymied on the zone entry once. In comes Young on the second. Shot stopped by Rowe, and he doesn't know where the rebound is, but there is none. He's got it. You just tell he felt that puck hit him and didn't quite know where it was going, where it was going to end up. Just kind of squeezed his arm together and just stood still, and he did have it. 9:04 left in the second period. Shot count now 15-10 in favor of the Icemen. Jordan with it behind his cage, finds MacArthur, speeding off of his stick by Morgan, tenaciously trying to get puck possession. Unsuccessful, but a good effort. Costantini rumbles down the left wing, peels back away from the defenseman. Immature drops it off to Whale, who scurries to the near corner. He'll peel back himself, play it to the line for Jordan. Pass down low, Martin in front, rolls off his stick, and Septenfelter on his backside keeps it out, but there is a delayed penalty. And it is on Jacksonville. Septenfelter slowly back up to his feet. Running down the right wing is Nychuk. Drops it off for Morgan. They'll go around. For a pass in front. Hits a stick. Iceman touch up. Septenfelter almost made it to the bench. And so Atlanta to the Eco Electric power play for the second time tonight with 8:16 left in the second. Interference to call. Martin to the box. Atlanta already 1 for 1 on the power play, looking to make it 2 for 2. There was a good chance for Martin to start, and then ends up running into Septenfelter in the blue paint, and Septenfelter a little bit slow to get back up there, but seems to be all right. And on his way up, didn't realize that there was a penalty on that play, and so the bench yelling for him to come to the bench for the extra attacker, and didn't notice until the last second, and then the Iceman touched up. And here we are. Jacksonville on the clearing attempt. Flings into the Gladiators bench. Matt Ginn going to give it to some fans in the first row. And this face-off is going to be at the top of the Iceman blue line in front of the Gladiators bench. Gives us a good chance to talk about Matt Ginn and what he's been able to accomplish with assistant coach Zach Fennell this season. For my money, got to be in the running for Coach of the Year. Off to a 16-6 start, no signs of slowing down. Walter gets it to the goal line, too young. From low to high they go. Right point, Sylvester. Back to the middle. Touch pass is intercepted by Grando. Nychuk just not a lot of mustard on it. Couldn't get it to Boudon. And so now almost turned it over again. Grando on the forecheck, shorthanded. Able to knife it away, but Boudon able to get there, and now he firmly has it. Sends Walter into action. Tries to go right down Broadway, but can't bruise towards the net. This time, Van Wy strips him of the puck and clears with 1:16 left on Atlanta's power play. Alex Young, cross ice to Boudon on the left wing. Has it whacked away by Van Wy. That's 2 good plays for 51 in blue here on this penalty kill. And Savage able to divorce the Gladiators from the puck on the right wing and shave off some more time. Well, from his own blue line now. Mails it down to the left of Septenfelter. 7:03 left in the second period. 45 seconds left on the penalty to Martin. Francis on the right wing. Scoops it up in the corner. At the right point, Cipolone pinches to serve it down to Burns. Second unit getting the work here now as Cipolone goes cross ice for a one-timer in front. Stick breaks. It's the defenseman Jordan's. Jacksonville trying to escape the zone. Held in at the right point by Nolan. Tucks it across to Francis. Francis holding, serves it to the line. Matier back to Francis. Left point, holding. Francis delays to Nolan. Right circle, shot. He scores! Power play goal for Ryan Nolan. Atlanta leads 3-1. Oh, what a shot from Ryan Nolan. An absolute laser beam from the right circle. Picks the far corner. He picks well. And Atlanta, 2 for 2 on the power play tonight, has restored their 2-goal lead. Nolan with the power play goal. Now to 8 goals on the season. 8 goals, 7 assists. What an acquisition he has been. Atlanta 2 for 2 on the man advantage. 6 minutes left in the second. Hardy to the right wing for Duhart, has some space, Les able to cut it off, pass to the slot, intercepted by Conroy. Takes it to the far half wall, and Appel takes care of the rest. Clears the zone. Francis and Mateer credited with the 2 assists on the power play to Ryan Nolan, his 8th of the year. Makes it 3 left corner. Boudon is there, wanted Walter, hopped over his stick. Sylvester comes crashing in, try and get puck possession back, battling in the corner. They do just that. Boudon and Dunkley hit the deck on the near half wall. Fans calling for a penalty. There is none. And Jacksonville with possession, able to shuffle the puck out. Go right down the middle to Dunkley. Cut off by Jarvis. Great defensive play. He'll smack it out to the neutral zone. And we'll possess the puck with 4:32 left in the second. Denemy on the left side, rubbed off the puck by Van Wy. Entering on the left wing is Dunkley from the half wall, scans the ice, puts a shot through the slot, goes in and out the other side. Now at the right point, Savage drifting towards his left, pass makes its way to Jordan. Great spinorama move for a shot that rings off the pipe. Jacksonville almost responds again. Here's Savage for a shot. Goes off a stick and out of play in the end zone behind Semptenfelter. Atlanta gets the first and only goal the second period to this point. Another power play tally. This time Ryan Nolan gets in on the fun. Francis and Mateer get the assist. It is 3-1 Atlanta when we come back after this.
This holiday season, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your holiday needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Special teams and the driving factor so far here today. Atlanta 2 for 2 in the power play, 1 for 1 on the penalty kills. A shot by Savage off a face-off victory gets blocked. Atlanta tries to push up ice, but nothing forthcoming here. And so now a clearing attempt picked off, but did escape the zone. Good read by Nightchuck, but play blown dead. 3:48 left in the second. You can almost just feel it in this building, the energy that the Gladiators have built up over the course of this period, frustrating the Icemen. We've outshot them 15-11 to this point. Of course, the goal from Nolan on the power play, electrifying the crowd, and Atlanta really playing with a hop in their step right now, looking to add a little bit more before the second intermission. Francis tries to knife his way through the neutral zone, ripped away from him by Brown, centering feed, Grando can't take it in. Great defensive play by Nychuk, and now here comes Burns, or make that Young, left wing, looking for Nolan. Now everybody falling down like bowling pins. Atlanta with it at center circle. Young lifts it to the left wing. Francis will just wheel it around from corner to corner and get off for a line change. Tischke in the right corner gets it to the line. Jarvis make that. Conroy keeps it for a moment. And then the Icemen plug it back out to center. Every time I see Conroy and Jarvis, who wear both 8 and 6 respectively, they both have the mustache. It's kind of tough to tell who's who from this angle. I do beg your apologies. Both great players in their own right as Jacksonville fumbles around with it in their own zone. Saprika hammers it off the far wall. Pass is picked off by Conroy. Left wing shot goes away from the net front. Right wing Morgan takes it in from the half wall. Sets up Scardina for a one-timer on the near circle. Shot goes wide of Rowe. Icemen are able to escape the zone. Costantini taps off the stick of Martin. Pass was behind him. Gladiators take it and they go back up ice again. Conroy on the right wing this time. Swerves in the corner, gets spilt down by MacArthur. And now Martin with it, scoots it to Candata. Has some open space to work with, drifting towards his right, bounces to the outside. Good play by Sylvester, drops it off. Costantini a drive, that goes wide on the left wing. Now Spets on the left side, tries to get possession, loses it. Sylvester tries to bully his way on the near side. Icemen shut that down. Here's Costantini again, left wing. Stick lifted by Carabia. Now here is Boudon flying down the right wing. Drops it off to Walter. He'll tee it up. Jarvis a drive. Glove down by Rowe. Andrew Jarvis still looking for his first of the season. And great chance there on the setup from Walter. Gladiators with a couple of just drop passes in quick succession. Jarvis, the beneficiary, skates into it. Puts it on goal, and never a bad idea. Rowe makes the glove save. Faceoff will be to his right. Boudon will take this as the first line remains out there up against Van Wy. Boudon wins it. On the left wing, Nychuk scrambles to the corner, peels away from the pressure, turns it over as the pass is picked up by Van Wy in the high slot. Gladiators stymie the Icemen on the zone entry. Up ice is Boudon from the right wing, delays to a halt, finds Sylvester for a shot below the near circle, kicked away by Rowe. We're into the final minute of the second period. Cross-ice feed picked off by Jordan, has a man at the line in Van Wy. Drifting towards his right, puts a shot on goal, sticked away by Semptenfelter. Puck jumbles to the near half wall, Denemy is there. Leaks to the slot, jab to the line, and Atlanta turns up ice. And they will just tap it into the near corner. That first line Boudon needed to get off. And so now Denemy, fresh off the bench with Burns, will get to work on the forecheck. They'll jockey for it. In the near corner, now the pile is Burns for a shot. Pinball's in front. Denemy couldn't get good wood on it. And the Icemen push it to the outside. Les on the right wing centers it. Burns across for a shot. And that just goes wide from Conroy. Bouncing puck couldn't be handled by Les to keep the play alive. Forced to backtrack into his own zone. And the period will come to an end. Oh, what action from the Gladiators to end it. Sets the stage for an exciting third period here at Gas South Arena. The Gladiators are certainly playing fantastic here today. Wearing those fantastic 4 specialty jerseys. Coming up next here at Gas South Arena is the second intermission report. We'll be rejoined by Shelby. Recap the first 2 periods of play here at Gas South. Look ahead to the third period of play. What the Gladiators need to do to take care of business here before they head off to Greenville tomorrow night. We'll also take a peek at the out-of-town scoreboard and set the slate for what this game means here tonight in the South Division. All that and a whole lot more coming up on the other side of the break. Comment your thoughts in the chat so far here tonight. We'll get to it when we come back for the second intermission report. Marvel Night here at Gas South Arena. The Gladiators have been fantastic. 3-1. They have the lead after 2. We are back in a moment after this.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track.
We don't just straighten you out, we empower you. We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
We even use lasers.
Lasers!
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Gas South Arena. I'm here with Guy. We're going to be breaking down everything that happened in that second period, but first, let's check in with our scores. We have the Atlanta Gladiators with 3 with 13 shots on goal, and the Jacksonville Icemen with 1 with 15 shots on goal. Now, Guy, I feel like the Jacksonville Icemen came out and dominated a little bit more in this period for the start of it, but after that goal from Ryan Nolan, I believe that the Gladiators got more momentum back towards the end of that period.
Yeah, I felt like for the Gladiators, as the period went on, they got more and more into their groove, and the chemistry started to gel. You started to see the Gladiators play with a little bit more bite, a little bit more speed, and all kind of culminated onto that power play towards the end of the period with the Ryan Nolan goal. And because of that, they restored their 2-goal lead, and they've held the Icemen off the board in the second period. Sets the stage for an exciting third period. The Gladiators up by 2.
You want to walk us through that goal?
Yeah, I think for Atlanta, it's just a really good play to set up Ryan Nolan, and they've done a really good job of passing, connecting on their passes so far here today. And I mean, you think back to the keys to the game presented by Beaver Toyota and Mazda from head coach Matt Ginn. One of those keys was to manage the puck, and I feel like that's something that the Gladiators have done a pretty good job of so far here today, especially in the offensive zone. They've done a nice job of working the perimeter, setting up chances, whether it's been with a drop pass or moving it along the edge. They've done a really good job of creating some separation, and I think that's what we saw in that power play goal. Atlanta able to cycle it around, starts with Francis, able to find Nolan on the right circle, and he just picks a perfect spot. I mean, what a laser of a shot from Ryan Nolan. Goes far side on Cameron Rowe for the score, and he's been an excellent acquisition for this team. I mean, you can't understate how much of an impact he's had on this team this season. This was a guy that played just 16 games with Adirondack last season, has spent the majority of his career in the SPHL, and the question was, what is he going to get that big shot to become a guy like this in the ECHL? And Matt Ginn takes a flyer on him, signs him in the offseason to a standard player contract, and he comes in this season, starts off a little bit slow, and that is to be understood because, I mean, you got to think new environment, new team. Take him a little while to get the guns blazing, but boy, once he did, I mean, he has been on fire as of late. 8 goals, 7 assists on the campaign. He's been an excellent depth forward for Atlanta this season. Been exactly what this team has needed. And he factors in on the power play here tonight.
I talked to him, I want to say at some point last month, but he said that it helps that there's a lot of chemistry with the guys off the ice. So it's nice to see that they have that friendship, and it helps, you know, enhance how they play on the ice as well.
Yeah, it seems like this Gladiators team on and off the ice has very strong chemistry. And I mean, people always talk about chemistry, and you know, there's a lot of interpretations on what that may mean, but I mean, this is a Gladiators team that there's a lot of great personalities in that locker room, a lot of fun guys to talk to, a lot of humble personalities, and you put that all together, and I think it starts with Matt Ginn. I mean, this is his team that he has constructed. I mean, it's about a half and half even split of guys that were here last year that were recruited by Derek Nesbitt, who was the head coach then, and then you've got half of the guys that are Ginn's new crew coming in, and you factor that all in, and it starts with the personalities in the locker room, and I think Matt Ginn picked a very good group to lead this team. And I think working through the offseason, the common theme was there's a lot of previous leaders in the locker room. You've got a lot of guys that either wore a captain's patch at some point in their career or an alternate captain's patch, had experience leading. And so I think as a result of that, you have a lot of humble personalities, a lot of personalities that work well with each other, and it happens on the ice and off the ice. So think about this Gladiators team. It starts from the top, constructed very well by Matt Ginn, and I think the 16-6 record speaks for itself.
Yeah, it's always great talking to him after the game, so hopefully I get a chance to do that again after tonight's game. I want to go back to that power play goal and talk about Francis on that power play goal. Ever since Andrew mentioned him, I've just noticed how he plays the puck, and it's so fun to watch him because I feel like he plays with so much patience. And when it comes to this game, you don't see a lot of that. Like, hockey is such a fast-paced sport, and it's incredible to watch him and see how he can control and maneuver that puck when it's not something you typically see in a game like this.
Yeah, Ryan Francis seems to be thinking one step ahead these days, and you know, there was a point in time where he wasn't getting on the stat sheet. He was kind of in a dry spell, but you know, it seems like every time that Ryan Francis gets the puck, you can tell that Ryan Francis has the puck. And even in some, especially jerseys where you can't quite see the numbers, but just by the way he moves and handles the puck, you can tell that it's him. He's got an elite skill set when it comes to skating and puck handling, and so he has that in his arsenal, but what's really been working for him as of late is just being a little bit more patient. And we heard Andrew talk about that over the last few weeks. And ever since he started to kind of scan the ice a little bit more and think about his next move before it happens, he's been that much better. And since he's been doing that, he's been producing points. And we've seen him with the assist on the goal for Nolan here today. And so it's really good to see Francis getting back on the stat sheet. And I think the best is yet to come for Francis here in his sophomore season in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's been so much fun watching him play. I also want to talk about Dylan Caravia because this is his third game? He started
That's his second game back.
Second game back. He started on Saturday. What are you seeing from him so far, and what are your thoughts?
I think he's looked very good out there. And there's a point in time where, I mean, it's always tough to work yourself back from an injury. It's tough to be on the sidelines, watching everybody get some playing time. You want to go on the road trip with the boys. You don't want to stay at home. And Dylan Caravia has been a good sport about it. I mean, his teammates have helped him through his rehab from this injury. And over the last couple of weeks, it's been very fun and very encouraging to see him back out on the ice, looking better and better each day. And so he stepped into the lineup on Saturday against Utah, and he looked very good in that first game. A little bit of rust was shaken off earlier on for Dylan Caravia, and I think game by game, the more reps that you get, the better and better you're going to be. And so you speak that into existence in sports, in business, in broadcasting, anywhere you go, the more reps you get, the better you're going to be. Practice makes perfect. So for Dylan Caravia, the more shifts that he gets, the better he has looked. I thought he's had a very strong game so far here today. I think now, here in today's game, the difference from Saturday to today is he's taking more chances, taking a little bit more shots on goal, jumping into the fray a little bit more, and that's exactly the kind of stuff you want to see from Caravia, which shows that he's playing with confidence. So great to see him back out on the ice. I'm excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch him play for the rest of the season since I haven't got to see him so far, so that's going to be fun. And when we come back, we're going to be talking more about what we want to see in this third period, but I also wanted to ask another question. Since it is Marvel Night, do you have a favorite Marvel movie?
Ooh, that's a good question for the chat. We'll have to find out. We'll have to find out on the other side of the break.
Alrighty, so when we come back, we'll talk about what we want to see in the third period, and we'll check out that chat, and we will talk more hockey.
We are back after this.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track. We don't just straighten you out, we empower you.
We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
We even use lasers.
Lasers!
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Gas South Arena. I'm here with Guy. We're going to be talking about more of what we want to see in this third period, but first, let's check in with our scores. Atlanta Gladiators with 3 and 13 shots on goal. Jacksonville Icemen with 1 with 15 shots on goal. And before we get into what we want to see, I have a question for Guy and a question for the chat. What is everyone's favorite Marvel movie?
I might have to think on that one a little bit more. There's a lot to pick from. They've had a good run over the years. Maybe you want to start us off then.
Okay, Captain America Winter Soldier. Honestly, one of the best Marvel films I've ever seen.
Really?
Yes, I've thought, very, very timelessly about this. I became a fan a couple years,
Is there a reason?
It's just great. The action in it, Bucky Barnes. If I had to list my fourth favorite Marvel character, Bucky Barnes.
Wow, that's a bit of an off the board pick, but
you think that's an off the board pick?
I think it is. I think of Marvel. I think of Marvel. I don't think of Bucky Barnes. I think of Captain America. I think of Iron Man. I think of the Spider-Man.
This is what happens when you don't watch Marvel till you're 22.
I guess so. I gotta think. I need a little bit more time. I need the chat to step in here.
When we check in with the chat, you can let me know your favorite Marvel movie. But first, let's talk about what you want to see in this third period.
I think the Gladiators have put together a good game so far here today. Every game is going to have its momentum swings. Hardly ever a team is going to come out and push the narrative for 60 straight minutes. It's always got its ebbs and flows to it. And I think when it's been at its peaks, the Gladiators have been very, very good. And when it's been at its valleys and the momentum is flowing in favor of the Icemen, I think the Gladiators have done a good job of handling that. They are one of the best offensive teams in the league for a reason. They've done a really good job of frustrating the Icemen on zone entries, keeping things to the outside, blocking shots, and then you add Semptimphelter to the equation. It just gets so much better and better for this Gladiators team. And because of that those defensive stands in the back end, they've taken that momentum and shifted it into offense. And you add the fact that the Gladiators are winning the special teams battle. 2 for 2 in the power play, 1 for 1 on the penalty kill. You really can't ask for much more. So the only thing I would say here in the third period is just more of the same for the Gladiators. And they've proven over the last few weeks that quality can be out quantity when it comes to the shot count. 3 goals on 13 shots. That's Gladiators hockey.
Yeah, and I want to bring up, you talk about defense, and you brought up TJ Simptonfelter. So he is 3rd in the ECHL in save percentage with a .942. And then he's tied in 1st for goals against average with a 1.54. And he's won his last 4 starts.
What more can you say? I mean, this is a guy that has been very, very special this season, and the numbers speak for themselves. Great guy, great presence in the locker room. We're very fortunate to have him under contract with the Milwaukee Admirals. But he's been so fun to watch. I mean, not just the numbers, but just the saves themselves. I mean, how many times have we seen a highlight reel save from TJ Simptonfelter? I mean, it's just been so much fun to watch him develop here in Atlanta this season. And so he's put together another really good game so far here today. Hasn't seen a whole lot of action. Again, Icemen with just 15 shots themselves, but 14 out of 15. Another solid night for TJ.
Yeah, it's always great talking to him after the game. He brings an energy no matter what, and his presence is always very uplifting. So it's been fun watching him play. It's been fun talking to him off the ice. And like you said, the numbers speak for themselves. So he's having an amazing season, and I'm excited to see what he brings for the rest of this game and then the rest of the year.
Absolutely. I think I might have an answer for the favorite Marvel movie, but before I share my answer, I want everybody to comment their favorite Marvel movie in the live chat. I think we've already got one. Stadium Arena says that his favorite movie is Wonder Woman. That's actually a DC movie, so I don't know if that counts, but that is a superhero movie, so it's like half credit.
I haven't seen that one.
You haven't seen that? The first one was good. The second one, Wonder Woman 1984. I'm not a big fan of that.
I don't watch a lot of DC, but I did see the new Superman, and that was really good.
That was a good movie. I like that one.
I'm excited for Supergirl. I really am.
Yeah, a lot of the superhero movies coming out these days, right around the corner. I think we had that golden age with Marvel. What a run they had with the whole Avengers thing, and
I miss it.
All that, the Marvel Cinematic Universe and that whole thing, the multiverse, and now they're trying to get back to that with the Doomsday thing, and then DC making a run at it for themselves. I don't know. Maybe we are hitting another golden age of superhero movies. We'll see.
Don't forget, what's that show on Prime? Boys? The Boys?
The Boys.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but people talk about how amazing it is.
It is a good show, but it's definitely not for kids.
Is it not?
It's more, yeah. They got some violence in that show that I don't think things would go out well for the kids.
You didn't get a recommendation from us.
But I think I'm going to share my favorite superhero movie now. I think I got to go with. I think I have to go with Guardians of the Galaxy. I like that.
Which one?
I think I'm going with. I like the first one.
Okay.
Give me the first one. I mean, I like the soundtrack. I like the soundtracks. That's my kind of music. I like the soundtrack.
You got some great characters in there. I will, however, never watch the third one again because I sobbed.
Yeah, it's a sad movie.
Yes.
It's a sad movie.
But the first one is so good for rewatchability. So good. So you know what? Solid pick.
Let's see what everybody else is picking here today. Felicia Bacon, shout out to my friend from Texas. Avengers Endgame. That's a good pick. I mean, you can't go wrong with Endgame. I mean, that's a safe pick, but a good pick.
I do have to shout out my best friends are in the audience, so they're commenting in the chat. And you know what? I love you guys. Shout out Allison and Caroline. I hope you're having a great time tonight. But you should put your favorite Marvel movie.
You should. We only got a couple more minutes until the start of the second period. And on that note, why don't you talk about the book club night that's going on here tonight?
Yes.
It's Marvel night, but there is some book club aspects to it.
Yes.
So
there was a couple of local authors that came in to do some signings of their books. It was sports romance and one was a hockey romance author. And they have the cutest pink jerseys. If you're in attendance, you've seen those. There's quite a bit of a crowd with those on.
They're right down here to our right, back in the end zone, behind where the Gladiators will be defending.
Yes.
Almost a pink wall back there.
I wanted one for myself, but unfortunately, I did not get one. But I wish I could have attended the event. It was put on by Emma, and it's Emma Harp, the arena host here, and she did a great job with it. And hopefully we do it again because I'm a big reader, and I love seeing the mix of reading events and sports and just. I'm from Detroit, and they did an author from Detroit did through the first pitch at the Tigers game, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, good
so
stuff.
I'd love to see more of that integration.
You know what they say, reading is a superpower.
You know what we're reading, I don't know.
And that is the crossover between Marvel Night and Book Club Night.
Yes.
Reading is a superpower. Shelby, thank you so much for coming on for the
Of
second
course.
intermission report. Gladiators lead 3-1. We are back for third period action on the other side of the break.
This holiday season, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your holiday needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
The third period is set to begin in just a couple of moments. It has been a fantastic night for the Gladiators so far, trying to cap it off with a super zero-sized win. Up 3-1 after 2 periods of play here on Marvel Night against the Jacksonville Icemen. Gladiators wearing white specialty jerseys with the Fantastic Four on the front, stylized font with blue numbers on the back. Skating from right to left here in the third period. Icemen wearing blue jerseys with white numbers, skating from left to right in the third. Puck is dropped. We are back. Third period underway in Duluth, Georgia. Carabia wires it to the right wing. Played into the middle for Jarvis. He'll ladle it through the neutral zone up the stick of Burns and in. Rowe out to play it. Heaves it to the far corner. Gladiators pressuring there. Cipollone tries to dig it out of the trapezoid, but the Icemen spit it to center. And on the move is Saprika. Feeds it right wing to Martin. Hanging on to it. Shot to MacArthur. Cuts in tight. Kemptenfelter makes the save. Carabia knocks it over to Denemy. Gets crunched in the corner by Martin. Martin trying to swindle it away from Denemy. Strong on it. Denemy pitches it to the far wall where Burns will skate into it. Side steps away from Costantini, over the red line. Burns right down the middle, leaves it for Carabia. Left wing shot from Cipollone is off the glove of Rowe. Puck will stay in play. From the line, Cipollone drives it into the far corner. Battling in that area is Walter. Iceman get it to the line, but not out. Nychuk feathers it to the goal line, looking for Walter. Pass just a tad away. And now the Iceman will cleanly skate it out. Then drift to the right side. Grando sends it to the trapezoid. Mateer helps it out to the left point. Iceman pinching, keep it in there. Trade off in the corner goes astray. And now the Gladiators will pop it through the neutral zone. Walter gets a stick on it on the right wing. Gains the zone, feeds it left side. Nychuk out in front. Tip and shot. Young denied by Rowe. Oh, you can't draw that play up any better than that. Alex Young gets a good piece of that puck in tight. Cameron Rowe just gets enough of that puck. Oh, it's going to go right through the wickets into the back of the net, and Rowe able to locate it at the last second. What a shot pass there from Nychuk. Saw Young moving towards the net. Perfect accuracy there and good stick placement from Young. Perfect combo for that scoring opportunity. Those two remain out there for this next sequence as Mateer whacks it into Jacksonville Ice from center circle. In the far corner, pass from low to high is intercepted by the Icemen. Gladiators come back in on the left side. Young from the circle, looks to center, ends up getting broken up by the Icemen. They'll turn up ice. Cross ice feed off the stick of Nolan, sends Young into action from the right wing, hangs on to the puck, serves it below the goal line. Puck leaks over the wall on the near side. Conroy drifting towards his right, plays it to the point for a shot that's gobbled up by Rowe. Good opportunity for Brendan Less, and afterwards we get our first case of nastiness here today. Ryan Nolan and a swarm of blue in the blue paint. And Ryan Nolan, the main culprit there, got into a fight defending Andrew Jarvis. Took on Maxim Barbashev in the last game against Utah. Ryan Nolan can just do it all. I mean, he can fight, score, assist. Anything they ask him to do, he'll do that and a whole lot more. And he's just being a pest in the blue paint. Had an Iceman wrapped up there, and Jacksonville takes offense. And there's the reason for the commotion. Back to action. Defensive zone faceoff won by the Icemen. Around the net goes Tischke. And slingshots at left wing to Hardy. Shot on goal, safe Septenfelter. Tischke crashed the crease, but the rebound was away. Atlanta able to plug it out the center. Saprika back on it. Jacksonville looking to break out, down by 2. 17:05 left in the third period. Spets will wait behind row. Scan the ice, looking for an opportunity on the breakout. On the left wing, feathers it to the right side. MacArthur, drop pass, Batosha with a shot. Stopped by Septenfelter. DJ Septenfelter with the save. Hangs on with 3:17 gone by in the third, and that is his 16th save of the night. They play the Fantastic Four theme song in-house. And for the promo shoot, Septenfelter was the thing, as each guy in the shoot posed in the fashion of the jersey. So Septenfelter was the thing. Anthony Furiolo was the Invisible Woman. I believe Alex Young was Mr. Fantastic, and Dylan Carabia was the Human Torch. Face off on the near circle. Mickey Burns will take this against Costantini. Costantini, the victor, finds Condata. Shot by MacArthur for another glove save by Septenfelter. And we'll get to do it again.
Fans, join us this Sunday at 3 o'clock as we take on those pesky Newfield Swamp Rabbits. Then we're back home after Christmas for a doubleheader against the Ghost Pirates. Friday, December 27th at 7 o'clock p.m.
Cipollone will take it against Costantini this time. And he will win it. Jarvis behind the net hunts it down. Pedals it to the left wing off the stick of Burns. Iceman trying to snatch possession back. But Atlanta hacks it off the boards and into Iceman territory. Puck rolls on its side. Good enough for an icing. 16:22 to go. And in the last meeting between these two teams, we saw Atlanta break out to a 3-1 lead, and then Jacksonville scores late on a goal from Garrett Van Wy, but Atlanta able to shut the door and pick up the win. We'll see if this game has any similar themes to that one, but for now it is a 2-goal lead for the Gladiators. And as the Icemen play it to the point, shot by Jordan, shrugged away by Septenfelter. Puck comes back to the right point. Costantini's got it. Digs his way along the wall, now rides back up and turns it over. A chance up ice for Denemy. On the left wing, looks to center, hits a skate, comes back to the forward. He'll scoot it from corner to corner to Mickey Burns. A good read by Denemy to pick off that puck and turn up ice. Unfortunately, the pass hit the defender on the way across. Ends up nipping that play in the bud, but Atlanta has the Icemen on their heels because of that play. We'll see the face-off to the right of Rowe if this first line who's now out there can continue the momentum that was built off that last play. Nychuk to Sylvester from the left point. They trade the puck off to Boudon. Back to Sylvester. Can't keep the play alive. Gets mobbed by two Icemen. Jacksonville muscles to the right wing. Here is Martin from below the circle. Puts it through the slot. Nobody home. Jacksonville in the middle of a line change. Fresh off the bench. Savage rips a shot wide. Takes in a pass on the left wing and slowly creeps on in for a shot that goes high over the cage. Now Tischke on the right point, steers it from corner to corner on the far side. Walter speeders it to the trapezoid for Nychuk. Has it ripped away. Grando centers. Brown fans on the shot, and Walter strips it away. Puck loose in the high slot, jumbling about. Gladiators knife it out to center circle. Jacksonville forced to reset. Houdon active play. Almost divorces Grando from the puck. Jacksonville able to keep possession. Rotate it down to Sentenfelter, who heaves it to the near wing. Brown has it flub off his stick again on a shot attempt. Very uncharacteristic of him. Now Francis swindles it away on the left side. Creates an opportunity in the slot for Nolan. Pinballs in front. And Rowe keeps it out. Icemen plug it to center. Les is there to hunt it down. 14-15 left in the third period. Fans up in arms about what they think should have been a penalty. Puck rolls in on Rowe. He'll freeze and cover with 14:05 left in the third. Faceoff will be to the left of Cameron Rowe. Young will take this face-off with Nolan to his left, Francis to his right, Conroy and Les are the two defenders. As Young wins it to Les from the right point. Sauces it around the boards to the near half wall. Puck will jolt back to the Icemen. They'll pop it to the point. Conroy keeps it in, gloves it down. Centering for Francis, cuts towards the net, takes a shot that's sticked away by Rowe. Stick hit, the shot hit part of the stick of the defender in front. Made it an easy save for Rowe. Icemen send it in, hit the stick on its way, so no icing. Gladiators return the favor. 13:30 left in the third. Baikov on the right wing, looks to center, hits the skate of Conroy, jumbles back out to the neutral zone where it's hauled in by a pelt. Left wing shot off the stick of Jordan, out of play with 13:19 on the clock. Gladiators up by 2, 3-1. Atlanta leads. We are back to Gas South Arena after this from our local sponsors.
Kinda feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
Next broadcast of Gladiators hockey is tomorrow night from Greenville. Headed off to Bon Secours Wellness Arena for the first time this season. Should be a lot of fun. A lot of season ticket holders are making the trip. Some members of our staff as well. Greenville, just about 2 hours away from here in Duluth. Puck drop is at 6:05, so call that a 5:45 pregame show right here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network. First of 2 straight against Greenville. We'll be back in this building on Sunday to cap off the 3-3 before the holiday break. Gladiators lift it towards Rowe. He's able to snag it out of the air and does not dish it away. Not a gambling man, didn't want to take his chances with 2 Gladiators in the area, so he'll freeze with just 5 seconds under 7 minutes gone by in the third. Fans are getting really loud in the building. Is that the book club? That's the book club. Boy, are they loud. To our right behind TJ Semtenfelter. I don't know what they're cheering. Oh, Maximus is down there. They're cheering for Maximus. Very vocal, very loud. Love to hear it, love to see it. Very reminiscent of the kids' day game. Morgan flies down the left wing, stops at the half wall, gets cross-checked. And no call to be found. Morgan a little slow to get back up. Iceman up by Spatosha. Backhand try. Stopped by Semtenfelter. Spinorama chance from the near circle, denied by Septemfelter. Now here is Scardina on the right wing, has the puck swindled away from him. Icemen start a quick breakout on the left side. Duhart tries to cut towards the net. Gladiators strip it away. And now, Denemy hauls it in at his own blue line. With some speed, tosses it to the left wing for Burns. Softly off the end wall, angles it to Cipollo. Icemen read that play, stretch it out to the neutral zone. Nychuk will just softly feather it into the near corner where it's handled by Tishke. The Icemen are going to pelt this puck the length of the ice. It was down as an icing with 11:59 to go, and that's an odd play because they didn't really need to do that. Bit of an error on the end of the Jacksonville Icemen, and so we'll see if anything comes out of this play. Third line will stay out there for the Gladiators. Cipolone, Denemy, and Burns. Atlanta wins the face-off, but miscommunication at the right point splits the two defenders. Chiarenza has to hunt it down. Finds Nychuk, connects with Denemy at center circle, passes right wing to Cipollo. Nifty move for a chance. Can't get a shot away, and now he does, but it goes off a stick and wide. Chiarenza on his way to the bench, reels the puck in, scans the ice, puts it off the stick and Burns and in. Wholesale change for the Gladiators. Walter on the forecheck. Sees Jacksonville go right on by to the neutral zone. Sylvester steals it away. Left wing to Boudon. Has some separation for a chance that goes off the post and stays out. Boudon wrestles the puck away from the left corner. Wanted to center for Sylvester. Gets picked off by Costantini. Costantini will sauce it deep into Gladiator territory, centering feet from below the goal line, broken up in front, and Septemfelter robs Grando on the second opportunity. Boy, oh boys, this game started to open up here in the third period. 10:49 left in regulation. Sylvester cross-ice feet just barely makes it to Walter from the right wing. Centers for Boudon, just a hair ahead. They do not connect. Now it's Savage bursting down the right wing, caught in a Gladiator sandwich. Jarvis and Francis crunched him on his way in. They steal the puck away, and up ices Boudon. Gladiators move it left wing to Jarvis. Takes a check from Jordan on the boards. Puck boomerangs back to number 6. Jarvis to Francis. Cycles up to the line. Francis with a hop in his step, tries to get a shot away. Puts it towards the net, gets deflected off the stick of Jordan and taken to the end wall. Puck shuffles over to the half wall on the far end. Leaks to the point. Corabio tries to push it between the circles, but Jacksonville reads that play. Slaps it out to center. 9:55 to go. Shot count reads 20-18 in favor of Jacksonville. Their average per game is 26. For Bykov on the right wing, he shoots softly towards the net. Wanted Van Wy backdoor. Septemfelter poke checks it away. And out of play with 9:32 left in the third. Atlanta leads it 3-1. We're back after this. Face off to the left of Semptenfelter. Won by the Iceman. Quick shot over the cage from Martin. Held in the zone by Saprika. Dishes it to the right wing. Costantini turns and fires. Blocked in front by Mateer. Sent to the perimeter. And out of the zone. Oh, what a hit at the blue line. A puck gets checked hard by Kishki. Did clear the puck, but took some force in doing so. As Martin delays to Saprika. MacArthur checked off the puck, sauced it to the trapezoid. Martin centers, slap shot by MacArthur, blocked by Conroy. And he will keep it up ice. Over the red line, finds Denemy off the wall, giving chase, reels it in the corner, pushes it over to the far side. Cipollone tries to get a piece of it, as does Burns. Plops down on the slot. The Icemen have it. 3-on-2 up ice for Jacksonville. On the left wing, Grando across. Sprawling out was Brendan Less to take away the passing lane. Savage got it back. Tried to play it to Brown. Broken up by Less. That's 2 great plays on this shift. Held in at the line for a shot in front. Off the stick of Savage and slowly rolled in on Semptenfelter. Freezes with 8:05 left in the third. Well, Brendan Less is one of the underrated members of this crew of Gladiators. Just so good defensively. Just makes smart plays like that. Sprawls out. Knows exactly when and how to sprawl out to take away a 2-on-1. And Gladiators keep a 3-1 lead. Face off to the right of Semptenfelter. Cipollone will take this face off and win it to the corner for Carabia, who spindles it to Jarvis, lifts it off the wall and into Jacksonville territory. Denemy does not beat out Condata. Icing on Atlanta. 7:56 left in the third. And so the third line have to stay out there. Jarvis and Carabia, the 2 defenders. Garrett Van Hoy will take this face-off against Joey Cipollone. Face-off won by Jacksonville. Baika below the circle. Tries to put it in front. Hits the skate of Jarvis. Now from the line, Icemen try and power towards the goal mouth. The series of quick passes. Gladiators read it like a book with the book club in the building. And shimmy it down the ice. 7:35 to go. Boudon in a foot race with Spets. The defenseman tattoos off his own end wall. Jacksonville seeing time draining down. Trying to find a little bit of urgency here. As Mateer scoops off his own end wall. Finds Boudon moving up ice. Lings at right wing. Walter centers looking for Sylvester. Goes away from the captain. Mateer tries to keep it in on the left side. Working with Sylvester. They do connect for a pass, but are forced out of Jacksonville territory, and so Nychuk tries to softly hem them in on a dump in, but Van Wy gets a piece of it. Jacksonville will start a quick breakout. Martin over center circle. Waffles it to the left of Semptenfelter. The goaltender will do it himself and send Francis on a breakaway. Ryan Francis all alone, stopped by Rowe. Unbelievable play from TJ Semptenfelter to set up the breakaway for Francis. Made the stop, looked up, I saw Francis streaking ahead all alone. Heaved it to his own blue line. Francis took care of the rest. Tried to go low glove on Rowe, but he flashes the leather, makes the stop. Keeps it a 2-goal game with 6:31 left in the third. Well, if Jacksonville's able to come back, remember that moment. What a save for Cameron Rowe. Off the face-off to his left. Puck available at the half wall. Jacksonville takes it and scurries up ice. Costantini stops to a halt, loses the puck. Young and company turn up ice. The other wedged off of it at the red line. Jacksonville throws it past the no man's land. Jarvis took care of it. Make that Conroy. My apologies again. And now Francis from the red line steers it in. Gladiators get a partial change. Jarvis puts it into enemy territory. Goes down as an icing with 5:39 to go. Face off to the right of Semptimphelter, won by Jacksonville. Shot goes wide from Whale. Rebound scooped up by Carabia. Loses it on the perimeter to Savage. Extra jab from Jarvis. Spears it out to center. Now they're in on the left side. Brown softly to the trailer. Whale sets up Jordan for a one-timer. Tattooed off the end wall. Rebound goes back to Brown. From point to corner, Brown goes across, off the leg of Jordan, couldn't quite haul it in. Spins away from a pelt, takes a shot, kick saves Semptimphelter. Rebound to Savage, puts it to the slot, picked off by Morgan, but held in the zone by Jordan. On the left wing, Brown scans the scene and shoots. He scores. Chris Brown from downtown with 4:49 to go. Makes it a 3-2 game. I think Semptimphelter might have been screened in front. That was exactly the case. Red Savage tangled up in front. Jacksonville on the board for the second time tonight. 4:49 left in the third. And so that makes things a bit more interesting.
And that goal is from Jacksonville, scored by number 10, Christopher Brown, assist from number 24.
Spets
Jordan coming at 15.
to the corner. Nychuk frees it from that area. Denemy gliding down the right wing, gets shoved off the puck by Kandata. Able to sauce it into the far corner, and now he catches back up to it. Grinds it over to Burns. Off the wall, turns it over. Van Wy has a step over the red line, fires it in. Nychuk waiting for it on the near wing, chips it to the neutral zone for Burns. He'll cast it into the far corner, where it's snared up by Saprika. He gets checked by Cipollone, as Tishki takes it over center circle. Flapjack it into the corner. Conroy bangs it around to the far side. Gladiators clear it to the neutral zone. Smacked into enemy territory by Walter. Pulls up, centers it for less. Pass is picked off and sent back to neutral ice. Big battle on the near boards. Martin crunches Conroy. Gladiators wrestle the puck away and pop it back down to Saprika with 3:26 left in the third. Now it's Costantini drifting left, defended nicely by Les. He's able to strip the puck away. And now Sylvester on the left wing. Gains the red line and floats it into the near corner. Whale able to shove it to the neutral zone. Jarvis meets it at the red line. Dispenses of it into the near corner. Jacksonville gets it to Savage. Darts in front of Rowe, goes right down the middle of the ice. Now brushes it to the right wing. Thumped in by Jordan. And Jarvis once again clears. Pops down on the left side. Francis skates into it. Francis to the goal. Just has it roll off his stick. Jordan was defending. 2:27 left in the third. Browns It's a pass wide of the slot. Rando centers, one-timer, Savage! And Septemfelter rises to the occasion. 2:16 left in the third. He makes the stop. It's going to be an exciting ride to the finish. Gladiators 3, Icemen 2, 2:16 to play. I'll find out how this one ends on the other side of the break here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network.
This holiday season, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your holiday needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gotta be fresh.
2:16 left in the third period. Gladiators lead it 3-2. Comes down to crunch time. Atlanta has been one of the league's best, but Jacksonville right there with them. The Icemen 9-4 in one-goal games so far this season. The Gladiators this season, in games that are decided by one goal, are 6-4. Septemfelter makes a kick save to the far corner. Costantini from low to high sets up a shot, saves Septemfelter, and the net for Jacksonville is empty. 6-on-5 in favor of the Icemen as Atlanta clears the zone. Van Wy pushes it to the end wall. Brown is there. Jolts it up top, and nobody was there. Free clear for the Gladiators. 1:36 left in the third. Pass through the slot on the right wing. Martin pulls it in. Martin scanning the ice, plays it to the line. Tischke across. Costantini to the circle. Saves Septemfelter on the one-timer from Brown. Boudon puts it to the empty net, and he hits the outside of the far post. Jacksonville still got a fighting chance. No icing on that play, though, as Martin fires for a shot to Brown. Septemfelter puts it away. Rebound into Jacksonville ice, 55 seconds to go. MacArthur on the left wing. Steers it to the end wall. Jacksonville has it. Martin up top. Jordan to the right wing. Costantini, one-timer. His stick breaks. Atlanta gets to it in the corner. Sylvester tries to pin it up. Now he tries to scramble out of the zone. 30 seconds to go. Icemen keep it alive. Costantini with the fresh one. Dives down the left wing. Stops in the corner. Fumbles about. Gets it up top. Brown drifting right. Shoots into traffic. It's blocked. Sylvester will take it to the corner. Fire to the empty net. It goes wide. And icing on Atlanta with 11 seconds to go. Oh, boy.
One more time.
Go back. The first attempt to the empty cage. Louis Boudon hits up the outside of the far post. Ends up killing off time, but doesn't ice the game. And now Jacksonville, 11 seconds left in the third period. You have to think the timeout is coming here. And yes, there it is. Sean Tickle, head coach for Jacksonville, calls his timeout in a one-goal game with 11 seconds left. And so, Matt Gume will draw up a play himself. Sean Tiekle going to get his guys ready to go for the final sequence of the game. Gladiators scored the first two. Icemen made it 2-1. Gladiators made it 3-1 with the power play goal from Ryan Nolan. Then the Icemen scored here in the third. With under 5 minutes to go from Chris Brown to make it a 3-2 game. That is where we sit right now. Face off to the left of Felter. It is won by Atlanta. They'll take it to the wall. Jacksonville centers. Open space for Costantini. Kick save. Felter. It's loose. And he makes the save. 1 second to go. And it's a superhero-sized win for the Gladiators. Fight at the buzzer. A glove is off. What a way to end it. These two teams will meet again in early February. They'll have a month to sit on it. Felter sprawling out to save the game right at the buzzer. Get a good look at it here. On his tummy like a starfish, just doing everything he can to keep that out. Defenders piling up, dropping like bowling pins, just doing anything to keep that puck out of the goal, and they do. And the Gladiators and the Icemen share some season's greetings after the final buzzer. No love lost between these South Division foes. 3-2 is your final. A fantastic win for the Atlanta Gladiators on Marvel Night. They improved to 17-6. They send the Icemen to 13-13. And they win the first game of the 3-3 before heading to Greenville tomorrow night. TJ Felter now with 5 wins in a row. Stops 24 of 26 in the victory for Atlanta, his 9th of the year. Gets a big hug from Ethan Hyder. Gladiators scored 3 goals on 20 shots. And it is a fantastic win on home ice for the 17-6 Atlanta Gladiators. We are back in a moment here for the post-game show from Gas South Arena. Gladiators win it 3-2 over the Icemen. We are back after this to wrap it up.
Kinda feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
The Gladiators get a massive win on home ice here on Marvel Night. They got out a gritty one. Jacksonville fights to the buzzer, but Atlanta takes it 3-2 on home ice. And this Gladiators team continues to soar to new heights. And they've been very good in this building this season. Atlanta shaping up to be an excellent home team this year. As with this win, the Gladiators now improve to 10-2 in this building. Now 3 stars of the game here against Jacksonville. 3rd star of the night, number 24, Ryan Nolan gets the game-winning goal on Atlanta's 2nd power play of the night. This goal made it 3-1. Gave Atlanta the insurance that they needed to skate out of the building with the victory. 2nd star of the night, Isaac Walter with a goal and an assist. His power play goal made it 2-0 Gladiators. Had an assist on the first goal to Boudon. Walter's scoring stretch here in December continues. He is your 2nd star. And your 1st star here tonight, with the same stat line as Walter, leading the way on and off the ice, Louis Boudon. 1 goal and 1 assist. for the Gladiators here today. Now up to 27 points on the season. That is the team lead. He is downstairs with Emma Harp. And he's the first star of the game. Boudon got the scoring started early on in the contest.
Amazing. And you also got an assist tonight off of Isaac Walter's goal. I mean, tell us what you saw in that one as well.
I actually don't think I got that one, so they're probably going to change it up. But it's young when I got it.
Oh, they put you on the board for that one. All right, well, you've got a long weekend with travel tomorrow and then back home on Sunday. So what is the team doing to get ready to prepare for that?
Just recover. You know, it's a short turnaround until tomorrow's game. I think we play at 6 and then another game at 3. So it's a lot of rest, just a little adjustment, and then just get ready to go.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Louis Boudon, the first start of the night, finished with a goal and an assist, although I don't know if you could hear that with the audio coming from way downstairs, but Boudon actually said that he doesn't think that the second assist on his, or the assist on his stat line, the second point, belongs to him. He thinks that it should go to Alex Young and there should be a scoring change. So we might see that within the next 24 hours, but nonetheless, another great game for Louis Boudon and the Atlanta Gladiators, as this game was won in the special teams department for Atlanta here today. And the thing is night in and night out, it's always about how do they do it. And it's a common question at this point in the season. The Gladiators are 17-6, and the most common question is, how are they doing it? How are they winning these games? And there really isn't a definitive answer because they've done it in a variety of different ways. Every night tells a different story, and every night seems like the Gladiators are writing another win in their win column. It's just incredible what the Gladiators have been able to do this season, and this time the power play shines. They go 2 for 2 on the man advantage, go 1 for 1 on the penalty kill, and they take care of business. And another great defensive stand for Atlanta. And a great game for TJ Septenfelter. This Gladiators team able to win in a gutsy one on home ice. They improved to 10-2 in this building and 17-6 overall. So here's how it shook down. Louis Boudon opened the scoring 6:25 into the first period. Gets his 8th of the year from Nychuk and Walter. And it was one of those plays where Nychuk, here's the crisp pass to Boudon, sets him up between the circles, had all the time in the world to really think about what he wanted to do there. And he picked right, sent it into the back of the net. Gladiators led 1-0. They had another goal before the end of the period. Power play goal coming with 5:50 left in the first period. Isaac Walter scores from Cody Sylvester and Louis Boudon. It's a great feed from Sylvester to Walter, as Sylvester's on the right wing, looking towards the net. Thinks about putting a shot on goal, but sees Walter in front. Actually throws this puck right onto the tape of Isaac Walter. And Walter doesn't dish it away, but instead just takes it on his backhand and just spins back towards the net. Catches Rowe by surprise, puts it between the wickets for the score. Gladiators lead 2-0. But Ultra Horses, that only lasts for 80 seconds because the Icemen bite back. Teo Costantini scores on a pinball goal. Teus Jordan and Bennett MacArthur get credit with the assist there. Costantini gets credited with the goal, but that's another play that might see a scoring change sometime during the week, as Costantini and company were just putting shots on goal on Septenfelter, really in tight. Septenfelter able to make a series of really good saves to keep that puck out, and at one point the Icemen just say, hey, let's just put something on goal. I mean, Septenfelter's out of position. Let's see what we can do. And they put it towards the net. Ends up jumbling off a couple of bodies, going into the back of the net. And Costantini gets credited with it. And that goal being scored with 4:30 left in the first. So, the Gladiators are able to stave off the Icemen thanks to a power play goal from Ryan Nolan. 13:37 into the second period. Nolan on the power play. Snipes one from the right circle, far side on Cameron Rowe to make it a 3-1 Gladiators lead with 6:23 to go. Ryan Francis and Jack Mateer credited with the assist there. The patience from Ryan Francis sets up that goal to Nolan. Francis in the high slot. feathers it across to the right circle to Nolan. He is able to laser it into the back of the net for the goal. Icemen did come back to make it an interesting ride to the finish. Chris Brown gets his 9th of the year from Teus Jordan. 4:49 left in the third period to make it a 3-2 game, and the Icemen were stymied on their zone entries towards the end of the game, and they didn't really get anything cooking until they pulled the netminder. That's when they got their best chances on goal, best sustained offensive zone time, but the Gladiators able to do what they do best, slam the door shut. Semptimphelter makes a stand at the buzzer, makes another Semptimphelter spectacular save. He is Mr. Fantastic. And the Gladiators, wearing their especially fantastic 4 jerseys here on Marvel Night, were able to come away with a superhero-sized win. So that is how this one shook out. Atlanta outshot again, 26-20 here tonight against Jacksonville. And we talked about the shot count here today for the Icemen. We're going to watch that very closely. They do hit their average exactly, 26. For the Gladiators, now 20 shots on goal here today. That count has been decreasing game by game, but the thing is they're still winning. They're still finding a way to put shots into the back of the net. Atlanta's average coming into the night was 28.2. That'll go down after tonight, but for the Gladiators, we talked about it as the night went on. It's been more about quality over quantity. So the Gladiators making them pay when they can, and they've been winning. And that's all that matters. So 17-6 are the Atlanta Gladiators. The Jacksonville Icemen fall to 13-13, and these two teams will not see each other again until February 6th, right back here in this building. So for the season series, it is a 13-game season series between these two teams. The first 4 will play in Jacksonville. The next 5, and from this point on, the next 3 more will be played here at Gas South Arena. And then they'll play 4 more games after that. One in Jacksonville on March 20th. 2 back in this building on the 21st and 28th of March, and then the second and last game of the season in Jacksonville, and what should be a very spirited affair and likely have a lot of playoff implications. But, I mean, that's pretty far down the road, but not as far as you think. We're approaching the holiday break, this 3-3, the last series of games before guys head home, spend some time with their families for Christmas, or even just hang out as a team if home is too far away. And so you think about what this Gladiators team is be able to do. And I've kind of always said that around Christmas, around New Year's, that's kind of when you can tell when teams are contenders, pretenders, or just straight up don't have a horse in the race. And you look at the South Division entering the night, Florida, number 1 team in the division, winners of their last 7. It seems like the Everblades are back to being the Everblades. And that should be the surprise to no one. But right behind them are the South Carolina Stingrays and the Atlanta Gladiators. And those two teams have been intertwined from the start, just kind of flipping back and forth between 2 and 3 in the division. Gladiators have less games played than the Stingrays. I think it's going to be very interesting to watch that head-to-head series as the season goes on. But you've got your clear-cut number 3 right. Your clear-cut 3 right now. You've got Florida, South Carolina, and Atlanta. But then you get a crowded bunch there for that final 4th spot. And Jacksonville has had chances this season to really take command of that 4th seed and push themselves into the upper echelons of the division, and they just haven't done it. And it feels like outside the top 3, it's kind of a wild card on what you're going to get from that bunch from 4th to 7th. And while Orlando had a tough start to the season, losers of 11 straight, they have been better as of late, and they've been a force to be reckoned with. It's a tough mountain for them to climb, but I wouldn't count them out just yet. And then you look at the 3 teams from 4, 5, and 6. You've got Jacksonville, who's just kind of been mulling around in that 4th seed. Savannah hit their groove for a little bit, but they really haven't hit their stride at all this season. And then you've got Greenville at 11, 9, and 3. They're idle here tonight. Winners of their last 2. They've only played... Now they've played the same amount of games as the Gladiators, and I'm interested to see what this Greenville Swamp Rabbits team looks like tomorrow night at Bon Secours Wellness Arena and what they do on Sunday, because it feels like for Greenville, this head-to-head with the Gladiators is going to dictate how their season goes. You think about a 14-game season series between 2 clubs, that is 28 points on the table. And that's not even including your 3-point swings given, potential overtime games or shootout games. And there's already been 2 of them. which the Gladiators both won against Greenville in the last 2 games that they've won. So it's going to be interesting to see what we get tomorrow night. I think it's going to be another close battle. While you look at Greenville, and they're out of the playoff picture right now, but they're hanging around. Every single time these two teams get together, the Swamp Rabbits and the Gladiators, it just feels like you can throw the records out the window, you can throw the trends out the window, it doesn't matter. It is going to be the purest South Division hockey that we will see all season long, and I'm excited for it. So tomorrow night, Gladiators, who are now 17-6, will take on the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, who are 11-9-3 at Bon Secours Wellness Arena for the first time this season. So we're off to Greenville. Some of our season ticket holders will be making the trip as well, and it should be oodles and oodles of fun. That game starts at 6:05 Eastern Time, so we'll call it a 5:45 pregame show right here in the Gladiators Broadcast Network. See you on Flow Hockey. We'll see you on YouTube. And we'll see if the Gladiators can make it 2 wins in a row to start the 3-3. This is the second instance this season out of 10 times that Atlanta will participate in 3 games in 3 days. That'll do it for this broadcast here from Gas South Arena. I'd like to thank our production crew for the fantastic shots so far here tonight. Gladiators put on a show and grind one out 3-2 over the Jacksonville Icemen. I'm Guy Chiarenza, thanking you for watching this presentation of the ECHL. Once again, your final score, Atlanta 3, Jacksonville 2. Final from Gas South Arena. Guy Chiarenza saying good night and so long. I lost fantasy football, so it's time for me to put on some goalie gear and get downstairs. Enough mulling about. Post-game show is over. See if I can make some saves and get a good save percentage in and just have some fun. So that is my punishment for losing fantasy football in the regular season. Wish me the best of luck, and we'll see you tomorrow night from Greenville.